EAGLES, Eagles.
In an opening week matchup that had absolutely everything, the Philadelphia Eagles escaping their 1-0 in the 25 season, or the 2025 football season. Welcome in, everybody, to the JAKIB Postgame Show. Another year of the Postgame Show kicks off right now, and the Eagles get a win in week one. Big Sills, welcome in. I'm my host, Dan Sileo. We'll be joined by John McMullen later on. That was a game, Big Sills, that had a little bit of everything. It started on a rocky note with the way Jaylen Carter was ejected from the football game. Offenses started humming, and then after the rain delay, the defense has come alive. Big Sills, welcome into the show, man. Your first initial reaction to the Eagles' 1-0 start to the year.
They couldn't have had a worse start to that game. I mean, an absolutely low character moment by Jaylen Carter. I saw that Dak Prescott initiated it, but bro, you're a professional. You've got to handle yourself better than that, because somebody goats you into it. You start off on an absolute low character moment. Van Sumeren's hurt on the field at the same time.
Right.
And once again, too, as we said, playing Landon Dickerson, I blame the Philadelphia Eagles for putting that guy out there when he was not ready. You can see that now, that guy may not be available for the next 3 or 2 football games now. He was taken to the side. He was taken in. I mean, I get it. I mean, for whatever reason, too, Jordan Mailata was getting killed the entire night. I know why now. That's because Landon Dickerson was playing injured in that ball game.
Yep, Landon
Dickerson.
Dickerson.
The Cowboys, for them to stay in this game, had to rush for over 120 yards. The Dallas Cowboys had a running attack that I didn't even know where the hell it came from, man.
Bills, they ran for 119 yards. You were almost right on the button. I think, actually, Sileo, I think your number was 118 on the pregame show, and they ran for 119 in this game. Look, the good news is this. It's week one, right, and we knew it was going to be ugly. Now, there's a lot to dissect, and we're going to dissect it all. I think the Jalen Carter conversation is one that we have to talk about immediately. I think that defense, Sills, it's only week one, and I'm not going to say you were fully right just yet, but the blowtorch you talked about this offseason looked like it was there tonight. Okay, that's a defense that has a lot of problems. But wait, the Eagles win in an ugly game. I want to go right to Jalen Carter.
Week one, too.
It's week one. We knew it was going to be ugly. Right. We knew it was going to be ugly. So the fact that you get the win, I think, is the beauty of the night. I don't want that to be lost. Eagles win. They escape. Right. Good news. Let's talk about Jalen Carter, because I put out a bunch of stuff on the halftime show. We were on the Green Zone where we talked about it during the rain delay. And then the footage emerges of Dak Prescott spitting. And somebody sends it to me and they say, well, has your thought process evolved? And I said, well, it certainly added context, Sills, but congratulations. Instead of one person making a low-quality human move, you have 2 humans making a low-quality human behavior. Jalen Carter, as you said it eloquently and perfectly at the start of the show, you got to be a professional. You got to understand that this team's goals are bigger than the Dallas Cowboys. I thought that was an egregious move by Jalen Carter. What did you make of him spitting on Dak Prescott?
Okay, everything you just said is correct, okay? I was thinking that the league would come down with a 3-game suspension, but because it initiated by Dak Prescott, I'm thinking that this is probably going to be like a Bill Romanowski fine. Right. A pretty significant fine here for something like that, because they don't want that being shown on national television. I thought it was a suspension. Now I backed off on that, having seen Dak initiated it, okay? So, but there's no question. I mean, you can see the difference in what that player makes and the integrity of the entire defense. Zander, I don't even think the Dallas Cowboys punted in the first half. I don't know if they punted. I mean, they went
up and down. 4 sales on scoring on the first drives. And you can thank Jay. This is where I'm pissed at Jalen Carter. People are like, oh, Dak spit first, so who cares? No, fuck that. I'm sorry, but that is not the take. You almost lost week one because of that spit. Okay, absolutely. So people can say, you can figure out who you want to blame and who you think is the worst guy of the 2. I really don't care. Jalen Carter. And so you asked a question a couple weeks ago on your show, all right, when the Eagles captains were revealed. And you said, why isn't Jalen Carter a captain? Well, was that not one of the most immature things you've ever seen from
a
player?
It's completely like, especially with a guy who's going to make potentially $40 million.
Right.
I mean, you're the future of the football team, man. You got to act like it. You're the face of that defense.
100% agreed, Sileo.
Not to be thinking that you are not the centerpiece of that. And dude, get this. It's one thing. My kid's watching the ball game with me. She goes, man, I get it if it's the fourth quarter. Before the game even starts, I mean, you put your team in a hole like that.
Right.
Absolutely, you couldn't have had. And then, like I said, you had Van Sumer in there. And then you end up getting Dickerson. That offensive line got stuffed, in my opinion, by the Cowboys. I was surprised. I can't believe the Cowboys hung in that game. Now, I go back and say one thing that you said. Listen, I told you week 1 is a liar's week, and it is also September is a liar's month. So you got away with this. You did. But I'll tell you what, if Landon Dickerson is injured, Tyler Steen got handled. He was handled in that football game. He was handled, okay? The Cowboys were pushing that team back, and he was getting handled, okay? And you could see the effect that Dickerson's injury had. Mailata was getting run around like a turnstile. That had to be one of the worst performances by an offensive line when it came to pass protection. I'll also say this. Where the hell was Kevin Patullo's passing game? That thing was absolutely spotty at best.
Well, look, I get it's week 1, and you're going to
say this to you about Jalen played great.
Great. So Jalen's the reason we won this football game. There is no other way to put it. Jalen is the reason we won this football game.
He was great. He made plays when he had to. He extended. That was 2022. Jalen Hurts at his best there when, guess what? You thought they had him pinned in when it was 3rd and long. That last 3rd and long he made with his wheels, Zander, that was ignored. He made those plays all night with his wheels. He really had a really good game tonight. And I really think, again, like you said, if he doesn't play like that, they don't win the football game.
I agree,
he was
100%.
the reason. Barkley, I thought Barkley was shut down tonight.
Well, he was shut down, but what I liked about Barkley tonight was he ran really hard, and the yards that he did pick up were meaningful yards. He got a couple first downs. He always runs hard, but he was 18 carries for 60 yards tonight. So in theory, you're right. Jalen Hurts tonight, Sills, was 19 of 23 for 152 yards, 0 touchdowns, 0 picks, a 94 rating, only took 1 sack, and he also had 14 carries for 62 yards and 2 touchdowns. So Jalen, again, there you go. There's the stats.
That's actually kind of what I thought it'd be around 145, and I thought it'd be around 75 yards or 65.
And he was efficient too, 19 and 23, and I think there were 2 or 3 throwaways at least.
And they had 38 carries total in the football game, which is exactly where I thought. I said they need to run the ball for about 38 times in this game for them to win this game. But let's put this in context here. We're not talking about one of the elite football teams in the NFL. We're talking about a 7-win Dallas Cowboy team. At best, Dallas showed up. Give them credit, man. They really played hard tonight. I thought Dallas went out there and made a statement for themselves, and they played pretty well defensively. And I'll tell you, Dak did not play poorly. You know who had a bad game? CeeDee Lamb with those drops. He was terrible.
Dude, you could maybe make an argument if he makes a couple of those catches.
Win.
We have a different outcome.
Dude, he was terrible.
Some of his drops.
That last pass, that was a tough catch. But how about them wide open passes that hit him in the hands?
100%.
But it was critical 3rd down plays.
Yep.
What could have extended the drive and put him in field goal position? How about Miles Sanders putting the ball on the turf too? Of all guys doing that, it reminded me
a big run too.
Why they don't want that guy under a football team anymore.
So how about this game though, man? That's why I started the show with it. We had everything. We had a weather delay. I haven't seen the Eagles have a weather delay in I don't know how many years. They started with the ejection of Jaylen Carter. You had the offenses humming, and then the defenses got the better. This was a game that was really a fun week 1 game because it had everything, and I'm happy because look. You always want to come out of those games with the win. That's the most important thing. They're going to be ugly. Things aren't going to run as smoothly. I do think there's some real things we can discuss with Kevin Patullo, as you mentioned. I do want to get over to the defense, Sills. Let's go there right now. I didn't think the defense was great at all. I thought there was a lot of problems on that defense. none other than mainly Adoree Jackson, who really stuck out like a sore thumb.
He was terrible.
He was terrible. I mean, they got a problem still as that cornerback. They really do. I think they got to make a move. I don't think Howie's done adding. You're hearing rumors that he's in conversations for edge rushers. We'll see what they end up doing. But what'd you make of kind of the defensive performance tonight? I thought Zach Bond played well. And I'll say this. One of the reasons I'm so upset with Jaylen Carter, if he plays in that football game, that's another thing where this outcome would be way different had he played start to finish in that game. What'd you make of the defense tonight, Big Sills?
I thought that secondary was just very, very weak. I mean, Dak was doing pitch and catch the entire night tonight. And for me, Zander, I thought they were playing too far off the ball. I thought they put Q in some really odd positions in that game tonight. But I'm going to say it again to you, Zander. The way that they played, it just didn't look. I'll tell you, though, in the fourth quarter, I thought they manned up better, especially in the last 3 minutes of the football game.
Almost like after the delay.
I thought they played tougher in the last 3 minutes, 4 minutes of that game, and they knew they had to get it done. That was the difference between the Cowboys and the Eagles, because they knew they had to get stops. They got the stops, and I thought they played better in the last 3-4 minutes of the game. But, boy, I'll tell you, man, I thought the safety play, I thought the corner play, Adoree Jackson is just not good enough to be on the football field. Mm-hmm. And I'll say this too. The pressure, what'd you make of the pressure in the game?
I mean, it was almost non-existent. I mean, I think you had some guys, Josh Uche was getting some pressure. I thought Jordan Davis made some nice strides tonight. He was a little streaky. Some drives you could really see him. Some drives he kind of fell away. But overall, I mean, not that much pressure. No doubt. I don't know. Did we even have any sacks in the football game? I think we had 1 sack. No, we had 0 sacks in the game. So 0 sacks, 3 tackle for losses, 6 pass deflections. I do think a positive on the defense was I thought Jahad Campbell had a nice opening night for him. And I thought Andrew Makuba was all right tonight. I don't think they did anything spectacular, but for 2 rookie players in game 1, I thought they had a positive performance tonight.
I did. Yes. I think the rookies played well, and Jaylen Carter's absence was just felt all over the defense, man. I mean, they were able to run the ball, dude. They moved the sticks on them. What did they have yards per carry in that game too? I mean, look at this right here. I mean, look at what they ran for. They ran for 5.4 yards a carry. Is that right? The Cowboys ran for 5 yards a carry in this game. That's getting your ass kicked. You got your ass kicked on the ground against a team that doesn't have a legitimate running back. That's Jalen Carter's absence in the middle in there.
100%.
I mean, dude, you made that game close, and you almost cost your football team a game.
Do you think there's any fallout with Carter? Like not fallout, but a suspension or like I said this, Sills, all right? And this was before I knew Dak spit on him, because I didn't know that at first. It didn't come out, obviously, for 3 hours. Of course, how convenient. The NFL doesn't release that their baby Dakota didn't spit on the car. Again, two shitty human moves. I don't really care. It doesn't change it for me. If you're Jalen Carter, you got bigger goals than spitting on Dak Prescott. But, I thought that completely changed the entire trajectory of the football game when he got out. And then Dak it almost was like he baited him. Got him in, and then he got what they wanted in a sense.
I'll tell you what, though, too. It wobbled the team. You could tell it wobbled them right out of the gate, but they were able to settle.
Yeah, but back to my point real quick, though. I forgot to say this. We talked about one of the themes of the team this year, Sileo, is the youth. And when you lose guys like Darius Slay.
That's right.
All right. You lost Josh Sweat. You lose Brandon Graham. You lose Milton Williams, who's younger but still had more pedigree. You lose, I'll even say, C.J. Gardner-Johnson, who's been in the league, who's learned some of those mistakes. He even talked about what he learned from being ejected in the Commander game last year, and that was for a much lesser reason. So you take those vets off the team and you replace them with all youth. And you do have a little immaturity that showed tonight on the defensive side of the ball. Nolan Smith had a taunting penalty. Jalen Carter was obviously ejected. I think that's something to watch for, and I wonder what Vic's approach is to nip this in the butt early.
Absolutely. There is no doubt about it that you saw a lot of immaturity on that defensive side of the football. And and very disappointing in one of the leaders of the football team, or so-called leaders of the team, and Jaylen Carter. And then you even had it even with Nolan Smith. I think there was a lot of frustration out there on that football field. And I'll tell you something else that Ruud had said. Boy, I'll tell you what, Zander, your health of your football team is a concern right now.
Mm-hmm.
It is an absolute concern. The biggest takeaway from this game is the health of Landon Dickerson moving forward. How is it? Dude, that guy Toth and that guy Steen in the middle. Let me tell you something, bro.
I didn't think you thought Steen was awful. I didn't notice him being
I thought the defensive line, get this, they held the Eagles to 62 plays. And get this, they held them to 4 yards a carry. They had a higher rushing average in this game running the ball than the Philadelphia Eagles did. I mean, dude.
Well, I'll say one positive from the defense. They gave up 20 points. And for all the great members on JAKIB Nation, you know what that means. We're giving away a jersey. The first jersey of the year has officially been qualified with a 20-point allowance for the Birds tonight. So that's one positive. But I do agree with a lot of what you said there.
Bro, listen, one more time. The most important thing out of this whole thing is a win in an ugly September. September is such a fool's gold month in football, college and pro.
Yeah.
You really don't know what you're looking at. You have no tendencies to be able to lean on in any way. Tonight, you saw a lot of ugly football, but you get out of there with a win. Remember, this is not where you have to win like you do in a college football year where you have to look sexy so you move up in the polls. This is all about winning and losing right here, and they got the win. And what was really good about it, though, Zander, tonight you saw something that was important. They knew they had to get it done, and they got it done in the end.
And I get
defensively, that's the takeaway that's good on this.
And that's where I just think Jalen Hurts deserves a lot of credit. You know, I know he doesn't win games like a lot of other quarterbacks in the league win games, but I mean, he was exceptional tonight in the way he kept willing that team back in a position to win the football game. I think Jalen Hurts deserves a lot of credit. Still, there's a couple other takeaways. I do want to dive back into the offense before we close out this first segment. We're going to get to the Super Chats. I want to thank and welcome everybody for being here tonight on the first post-game show of the 2025 season. Thank you all for being here. Hit that like button. Drop your comments down below. All Super Chats will be read momentarily here on the show, so I appreciate each and every one of you. Another positive tonight, Sills. All right, in my estimation, Jake Elliott hit a 58-yarder, and it was right through the uprights, and it looked like it would have been good from 65. Remember, he was 1 for 7 or 1 for 8 last year on 50-plus. So you're going to need that kicker to be better this year, and I thought that was a good sign there. I know you don't care much about kickers, but they do impact games, and I thought that was a positive thing there.
You know what else? Who had a big game? I thought your punter had a big game.
Well, he's good.
He pinned the Cowboy team back under the 20 at least 3 times tonight. So, I mean, I thought he had a great night, especially with a defense that was giving up a lot of yards and a lot of possessions. I thought the punter had a hell of a game. Did a really nice job in making those drives have to go 70-plus yards. I mean, the special teams, Michael Clay's guys had a good night tonight.
Yeah, no, good stuff there. All right, so let's get into that offense. All right, I do think a lot of good on the offense. We talked about Jalen Hurts. I thought he played really well. Saquon got shut down but did run hard. I think the glaring thing here is, you have 1 target for A.J. Brown, and it came in the last minute or 2 of the game. For the life of me, Sills, for the life of me, I can't understand how think about it. You're a new offensive coordinator. You have your first game coming up. You have A.J. Brown on your football team. Like, don't you think he's like, give me a slant early? I know that'll work, right? Like, I don't get how you don't get A.J. Brown involved. Again, I think there's some good on the offense we can talk about. But what did you think of the passing game, not getting A.J. involved? Really didn't get DeVonta involved either. 3 targets, 3 catches for 16 yards with a long of 7. I mean, that's not really great right there. You have DeVonta Smith and A.J. Brown. We should use them, should we not? I mean, what'd you think, Sills?
4 targets for DeVonta Smith and A.J. Brown tonight. I mean, you're going to need better than that if you're going to go on and want to win a Super Bowl, dude. I mean, and I'm not blaming Jalen here. I'm blaming the situational play calling, because if it wasn't for Hurts's wheels, remember something, he improvised the entire night tonight.
Right.
The scripted stuff sucked. Don't you look hey, the running in between the tackles after Landon got hurt, it was going nowhere. theoretically, they shut Barkley down. And if it wasn't for Hurts' improvising, right?
Yep.
Being able to move around in the pocket, being able to get an extended series. Dude, that offense, that was a terrible play-called game last night for him.
Well,
I
thought
mean,
the first half was all
but
right.
I think for him, that was really all Jalen Hurts tonight, in my opinion. That was
it really was. It was Jalen Hurts all throughout that. I mean, that offense wouldn't have done shit without Jalen Hurts tonight.
Look, if you look at the numbers, you're gonna go, well, but you had to watch the game.
Yeah.
How important him extending those plays were.
100%. I mean, you talked about Sills. The offensive line didn't have as good of a game as we're. I mean, we're used to having the best.
That's the worst performance by an O-line for a Philadelphia Eagles team in 4 years.
Yeah, I mean, there was a lot of pressure on Jalen Hurts tonight. And to your point, he was able to improvise. He was able to get out of the pocket. He was able to, turn it into positive yardage. So a lot of credit for Jalen Hurts there and the way he was able to do it. But definitely some concern. I mean, I'm not used to talking about that on a postgame show. So that the offensive line maybe got beat up a little bit. And they kind of did.
I thought Dallas held them. Remember I said, Zander, that you have to hold Dallas under 65 plays. They did. They held them to 62 plays in this ball game tonight. I mean, Dallas, bro, I thought the Cowboys had nothing to stop that offense. They kept themselves and made it a fourth quarter game.
Yep.
And that's exactly what they wanted to do. Remember I said, Zander, I don't think they have enough to beat you, but I think they have enough to make it a game.
Yep.
That's exactly what they did tonight.
Yep. No doubt. They did.
Are you disappointed the game was this close?
No, I wasn't disappointed because still it's week one, and again, I'm going to continue to bring us back to that because it is week one. We knew it was going to be ugly. Like we knew it wasn't going to be this pretty. It's the finish, right? Like you're not painting a Picasso here. It's not week 16 with the defense that they're not all humming, but there was a couple things that I think I could nitpick, and I think the one is what you said. I mean, I don't think there's ever a game. I don't care what the circumstance is, that AJ Brown should have one target. I just don't. I view AJ like I view Saquon. When people are like, you have Saquon Barkley, why would you not use him? Use him. And I'm like, yeah, I agree. Well, you also have AJ Brown, and he's that good. Use him. Take advantage of it. Draw up plays to him. Make sure you're force feeding him the football because I'm of the belief that if you do that, good things will happen for your offense. So that would be my one gripe. But again, week one. How does it evolve each week? I do think there's going to be a big evolution on this offense throughout the year.
How many times have you said this, that Jahan Dotson and Dallas Goedert had better games than DeVonta Smith and A.J. Brown?
Goddard had a good game. He had 7 targets.
Dotson had a pretty decent game.
Well, how about Dotson on that big throw, man? That Jalen Hurts throw was money, man. I thought I noticed something. I don't know if you noticed this. Probably didn't, but I thought that ball was popping off Jalen's hands tonight. Even that throw he made to Saquon on the sideline before the end of the first half, I'm like, that ball had some whip on it, man. And that deep ball to Dotson was right on the dollar from Jalen Hurts. That was a great throw right there. I want to see them
make this observation to you also. Don't you think that it's no coincidence that Dotson has been working the majority of the time this offseason with Jalen, and all of a sudden the guy who stepped up to make some of the biggest plays in the game, in the passing game tonight, was Jahan Dotson. Here's the one guy that's been working with him, and also Goddard too, right? Those two guys have been on the field the most.
Yes.
This camp, right? Well, all of a sudden these two guys come out of this game having really carried the mail when it came to the passing game tonight. DeVonta Smith did it. DeVonta had some tough catches, but AJ was a non-factor in this game in the passing game. He's always a factor in the run game. You always got to be worried about him.
You think the injury was a problem tonight?
Okay, then let's do this. Let's add this in. He had one target tonight. They made a ton of moves they made 2 moves for wide receivers. He didn't practice at all during training camp, and he had one target tonight. You tell me. What do you think it is?
What are you alluding to, Mr. Sileo?
Okay, well, let's see. 2 and 2 is 4 usually, right?
Yeah, you're not wrong.
What are we going? Oh, wait. Nothing's wrong. Okay, wait. If something's not wrong with him, then something's wrong with Kevin Patullo.
I don't know. We'll see what ends up happening with it. I do want to get A.J. Brown more involved. But look, the Eagles win 24-20 tonight. I'll rattle off some of the box score, and then we'll go to the Super Chats. I want to thank and welcome everybody for being here tonight. We appreciate each and every one of you. Jalen Hurts was 19. By the way, they won 24-20 was the final score. Only 3 second-half points, Sills, for the Eagles. And no points for the Cowboys in the second half. So 41 of the 44 points in the game tonight came in the first half. In that sloppy first half. So second half was a much different story. Jalen Hurts was 19-23 for 152. No touchdowns, no picks, 1 sack, and 94.2 rating. A great performance for him. Very efficient, 19-23. Jalen Hurts also led the team in rushing. He had 14 carries for 62 yards and 2 rushing touchdowns. They were a thing of beauty. Saquon Barkley went 18 carries for 60 yards, 3.3 average, which is much lower for Saquon. They held him pretty well tonight.
Yeah.
Will Shipley, Sills, I thought looked pretty good tonight. 3 carries, 26 yards, but I think he's going to be a decent change of pace back for this football team. Then you go into the receivers. Jahan Dotson, 3 catches, 59 yards, and a long of 51. He obviously had that deep catch from Jalen Hurts, was a thing of beauty. Dallas Goedert was the leading receiver in terms of receptions, 7 receptions for 44 yards. Saquon had 4 receptions for 24. And then it was DeVonta 3 for 16, AJ 1 for 8, and Kylan Granson 1 for 1. So that was it on the box score for the Philadelphia Eagles offense. Not a whole lot there, Big Sills. Let's go to the Super Chats from the great people of JAKIB Nation. I want to thank.
What do you make of Jalen Hunt and Nolan Smith tonight?
I didn't think Jalen Hunt did much at all. I mean, I was told he was going to be
that one play in the backfield.
Right, that one play in the backfield where he came inside. That was a nice play. Made the play in the backfield. Good play there, but certainly no pressure off the edge.
None. There was no. I didn't feel any. Did you see Dak threatened at all?
No.
You know what? In the last 4,
there was a couple times where I feel like
4 minutes, I thought he was in the last.
Right, there was a couple times Dak got it off with like a second to go, barely a half a second to go. But overall, I mean, the pressure wasn't really there. I mean, let's be real.
And I thought they ran off tackle very well. I thought that Again, I'm surprised Dallas played as well as they did.
I'll tell you what, Sil, it's funny, for anybody who tuned in to our JAKIB pregame show tonight, I got to give Big Sil some credit because, you talked about if Dallas runs for 118, you think there's going to be an issue. They ran for 119. And the other thing you said to me was, if CeeDee Lamb has 200 yards, you're in trouble.
That's right.
Well, CeeDee Lamb had 7 catches for 110 tonight, and he had 4 drops. And those drops were not 5-yard drops.
They were 25 yards down the field.
He might have had 2. And again, if he makes those catches, what type of outcome are we talking about? Now, I'm not going to sit here and play the if game, but I am going to say how close you were to being on the money. If CeeDee Lamb does that, plus the running game that they had, that's a whole new outcome here in Philly tonight.
Hey, bro, I thought the Eagles were going to put one in on the board and go 31-20 for me, because they would have put it 31-20 for me if they got it late. But they didn't. They didn't want to go for it. They just started taking it either. But dude, man, I mean, how do you feel? Okay, how about this? You're right. They got the win. If you're Nick Sirianni coming off the field, how you feeling about your football team? Are you going with that glass half full, going like this? Hey, it's ugly. We got the win. We had a lot. There were a lot of situations out there. But
I think there are positive stuff.
The Dickerson injury, the passing game didn't look very good. I mean, there were a whole bunch of things that were fighting, and Dallas showed up. Let's give the Cowboys credit. They showed up.
I think there are things to build on those hills. I do. I think there are things to build on. And the other thing I think that's an advantage is you have early adversity. I thought there was real adversity tonight. You were able to prevail and overcome it. Yep. And we went through this last year. You see what a team can learn in the first couple weeks of the year. I think the Eagles are kind of got an expedited look at some of those lessons by the way the game went tonight. So I view that as a positive, but there's a lot to clean up. There's no doubt about that.
Do you think that Carter incident at the beginning of the game, it wobbled them for a quarter and a half?
Absolutely.
Because the first half, the Cowboys didn't punt.
They wobbled them the whole game, but to your point, the Cowboys only scored points in the first half. Obviously, I mean they didn't get any pressure. They ran the ball at will. They were picking up first downs with Javonte Williams like it was their job. No pressure up the middle. Of course, it messed with the game, and that's why I was so upset with Carter. I mean, Sills, it was like It was quarter 3. And I was still pissed at Carter. Like it's all I was fucking thinking. I was like, Jaylen Carter, man, I'm so pissed off at you. And by the way, people are going to use that against him for a long time.
How about this? Sidney Brown hurt again?
Well, I mean, this is a guy who struggles to stay healthy. I mean, he struggled to stay healthy his entire career. I think they want Makuba to be there first.
I do anyway. Too. They want him to be the starter.
Maybe.
But there's another guy that has injury issues because he can barely get out of camp in helmets and shorts.
Yeah, it's true.
I mean, I think you got a problem with Brown here. You know what? I wouldn't be shocked if Epps gets elevated.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
well,
I would not be
elevated for tonight.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So Epps was
I'm not going to be shocked if he gets moved up the depth chart.
Yeah. So that we'll see what ends up happening there. Let's go to a couple super chats from the great people of JAKIB Nation. I do want to thank everybody for being here tonight. A lot of great commentary in the chat. I will go through them from the biggest to the smallest. All right. T-Bone checking in with $20. Thank you, T. Appreciate it, my man. Also, I want to give a shout. I don't know if you saw this on the Green Zone earlier tonight. Our man James Carver, he gave a $300 super chat. That's the biggest super chat we've ever received. Actually, no, we might have had a 501 last year. But anyway, pretty crazy stuff. Just thank you so much, James. And T-Bone, thank you, sir. He says, everyone watch the replay. Watch 2 minutes before the start of the third quarter. As Collinsworth is talking, replay shows Dak chirping at Jaylen Carter. And before JC walk up, Dak spits at JC between two Cowboys. Refs do it. Dak should have been ejected too. Well,
no,
look.
He spit at what he did was not a violation of the rule in the rule books. He spit at him, not on him. Yeah, Carter turned around and spit on him. Okay? Now, look, we're talking about infant stuff here, which is ridiculous. You're both professionals. Act like it. I don't want suspensions. I do want fines for both guys because he did instigate it. I saw it. I agree.
Well, my problem with this is this, T-Bone. I care about the Eagles. I don't care about Dak. Now, if you want me to sit here and grandstand and say, oh, Dak should have gotten it, I'm not going to do it. I care about Jaylen Carter because he impacts our football team. And whether Dak spit on him or not, that was a stupid thing to do as a leader of a defense. You cost your football team nearly a game. And if I'm him, I hope he apologizes to the men in that locker room tonight for handling it that way, because that's a fuck you to everybody in your locker room. It's an F you to your coaches and to everybody else. So while I understand your point, T,
it's immature, man.
Come on, man. Somebody said
the professionalism.
So we went from one low quality human move to 2 low quality human moves. Like that doesn't make Jaylen Carter
better than that. You got to be better than that.
Just because there's a second wrong doesn't make.
By the way, remember this. Okay. The perpetrator never gets caught. The offender does.
It's true.
I mean, the guy who has it happen to him, he always gets caught.
Yeah. 100%.
And that's the guy who gets nabbed, and that's the guy who got nabbed there.
Here's T following up. He says, spitting obviously unacceptable. When any incident involving ejection happens, it should be automatically reviewed to make sure all perpetrators are ID'd. Drives me crazy that Dak was allowed to play. Well, like Sileo just said,
didn't do any. Dak did something morally wrong. This guy did something in the rule. He spit.
I don't know. I saw the video. I can't really tell where Dak's. Again, we're like analyzing spit. It's weird, but I don't know where Dak's spit landed. Well, that's why I said on the halftime show, I'm like, am I covering Pop Warner or am I covering? I mean, think about this. So this is what pissed me off the most, and I don't know if it's the businessman in me or what, but. Dude, there's a $150 million bag of gold on the other side of the rainbow, bro. Come on, control yourself, dude. It's not that, dude, come on, handle your business. Don't worry about that
bullshit. Captain material.
No, it's not. It's not at all.
T, that man is not captain material.
One more super chat from T here. He says, game grades. Offense, C+. O-line, C. Barkley, B+. Wide receiver, C. Tight end, B. Defense, C+. Defensive tackle, C+. Defensive ends, B-. Cornerback 1 and 2, or cornerback 1, A-, cornerback 2, D+, safety, B+. Holy moly, T. Special teams, A, DC, A-, OC, C-. Must always remember a win is a win, even ugly ones. That's true.
Well, T, you think the defense played better than what they did. I thought the Dallas Cowboys ran the football when they wanted. They
didn't give up 0 second half.
They scored it in the first half on almost all of their possessions. You didn't stop them in one possession in the first half of that football game. I think they got better. If I was going to give a grade for that defense overall, I'd probably go C+ because you got the win. If you didn't get the win, it'd probably be C-. But I really didn't think people were exceptional. I thought Bond played well. You know what I didn't think? I didn't think Bond played exceptional. I hope that's not a sign to come.
Well,
I didn't think there were times in that game he got fooled by the.
Yeah, but let me ask you this: how much does he get impacted by Jaylen Carter not being on the field? A perfect example of why I just said I hope Jaylen Carter apologizes to his teammate. Zach Bond relies on the guys up front. Jordan Davis relies on the guy next to him. Nolan Smith relies on the guy next to him. All these guys. So that's one thing there. JD3 checks in. What's up, JD? He says, I'll just take a win without Carter. He's got to stop acting like a child if he wants to be the highest paid defensive tackle in the league. Agreed 100%. Top to bottom.
You know what's more important? If he wants to be someone that people in that locker room look to as a leader, you have to be better. That is so dude, it's a selfish move that you don't care about your teammates, that before a play's even play, you exit yourself out of a game. Bro, you've got to be 10 times. You're not a backup Uche type defensive end. You are the centerpiece of your football team, dude. You got to act like it.
Yeah. Now, Crowley is saying, Crowley in the chat, thanks, Crowley. He said Zander Carter did mention, I don't know if he spoke. I didn't see it yet, but apparently Carter did say he let the team down. So that's a good sign. You do want him to take some accountability. Brian Pumper says, I'm concerned. Brian, there's not a day that goes by where you're not concerned about the Eagles. Mikey Shred says, the Cowboys played their absolute best ball today and lost to an Eagles team that played D football, in my opinion. That's not good on Dallas's part. Not a bad take.
No, you're right, Mikey. I told you they had to play a football.
Dallas didn't play their best ball today, though. Dak Prescott, or their best receiver, had 4 drops. I mean, they didn't play their best ball.
I thought that, no, they didn't play their best, but they put themselves in a position to win that game in the fourth quarter. That I said that they had to have a fourth quarter football game. They had the ball in their hands to win it. CD dropped the ball. And by the way, the play calling by Brian Schottenheimer by going for those plus 15-yard plays instead of going for the sticks, you had 3 timeouts left. Get this, at the end of the game there, Xander, he had 3 timeouts left. He was still above the 2-minute warning, and you're going for plus 15-yard plays. And then you go, 1, you miss it. 2, you miss it. You're 3rd and 10. And then you turn out and you miss it because you go 4th and 3, and you miss that play. I thought the play calling was terrible by him.
All right, we got the super chat of the night coming up. Ready? Choo-choo! Ready? Choo-choo! Ready? Big Marsh says, move over, Xander. I'm on the train now. Go get Trayvon Walker. Let's go, Big Marsh. And sign Asante Samuel Jr. Well, he got the back problem, so we'll see on Asante. But I do think this team needs an edge, Sills. And there's rumors right now that the Eagles are trying to, they're trying to acquire an edge rusher. So I don't know. I mean, it came out that they were obviously acquiring about Micah Parsons. I don't know what route they're going to go, but I do think Howie's going to have to address some areas of that defense.
Absolutely. I didn't think the edge rushers and the edge guys played all that great today.
I thought Uche had an okay first half, but after that,
I thought they were spotty. But I mean, Jalix Hunt, I thought he got knocked off the ball a couple times. Yeah. I mean, Nolan Smith was a non-factor in the first half. I didn't even know he was out on the football field.
Yeah,
I didn't see him out there. Right? I mean, those were not impactful plays that those guys were making. And you're right, the Carter loss, it affected Bond's play. I thought he was okay. I didn't think he was great. I thought Campbell played a little better, actually, than what Bond played. And
Campbell had that one real nice play, too, where he dropped back into coverage and made
that was great. I think he was covering Ferguson.
Yep, exactly. It was Ferguson. That was a really nice play by Jahad Campbell there. I think he's going to be it's funny. He's not there yet, but he's got like the ability skills, or at least when I look at him as a player, he looks like he could be like almost a super Zach Bond, if that makes sense. Now, he's not there yet, obviously. He's got a long way to go, but
he's got more skill set.
I say. Right. A higher skill set, more talented, kind of more athletic, kind of more raw, but we'll see how he shakes out.
How can anybody in here say that defense and anybody on it played when the Cowboys scored on every single series that they had in the first half? Every single series they scored on. You're making it sound like they had stops in the first half. They did not tonight have stops. They were scoring at will.
Dallas was 4 for 4 on scoring on their drives, so they scored. I mean, they did score. I think there were 2 field goals in there, but they did score, no doubt. Almighty says, why are we still having issues calling routes for our receivers to get open? Watching the game, our wide receiver routes were so redundant.
I don't think that was Jalen tonight.
No, I don't either.
I really don't think that was him. I think that's got a lot to do with Petula tonight.
I'm gonna look. I do think it's something to watch. You have Jalen Carter, you have AJ Brown and DeVonta Smith, but I'm gonna lay low on that for a week. It's week 1. I want to see what Petula comes back with, because I don't know how you have a game plan where you throw the ball to AJ Brown, DeVonta Smith in 4 quarters of football, 4 total time. That just doesn't compute in my brain. I don't understand that even a little bit.
I mean, if it wasn't for Hurts in that ball game tonight, I mean, they're not winning that game.
Yeah,
I mean, if you have a guy in there that can't move, that quarterback's going down, and there would have been 5 sacks in that ball game. Like, let me put this to you: if Tanner McKee's playing tonight, he's on his back 5 times. Okay, I mean, just so you know, so people out there are going like, if you had a pat, no, you didn't have Hurts running the ball because that old line was giving pressure up. Especially when Dickerson went out. Dickerson looks like, to me, he played the entire football game injured.
Yeah, he was. He was hurt.
People are going, AJ's hurt. No, Dickerson's hurt.
Yeah, I agree. Here's Nate the guy. What's up, Nate? Dak spit towards Jalen and Jalen spit on him. I don't approve, but there's context. Also, Sills is overreacting per usual. Remember, we didn't play in preseason.
What's the point then of even having a post-game show when you're talking about somebody who didn't play in the preseason? When you're sitting here, we're giving you context the entire offseason that team was going to start slow. It was going to be sloppy. It was. And everything that we said would happen in the game, that Dallas had to play an A+ almost game for them to even be in it. That's exactly what we said here, all of the shows. So I'm not sure what you're talking about, dude. I have no idea where you're going here.
Here we go. T-Bone checking in with a $10. What's up, T? No one should be in panic mode. I always say where are we after game 6? But I do agree. Howie needs to bring in Walker and Samuel Jr. I would feel really good if that happens. You and me both, T-Bone. No doubt.
Okay, let me ask you this. If that's Mahomes tonight, does he win?
Mahomes on
with that start with what you and how you play.
Wait, on our team or on the Cowboys?
Okay, here. If Mahomes, that's Kansas City tonight,
okay.
And you play the way you played on defense against Patrick Mahomes, are you winning that ball game next week if you put that effort out there?
Hard to assume, but I'd probably say no because they're a better team.
Now, hopefully Carter's not going to be. I don't believe he will be after
he's
the
biggest variable. I think this game would have been completely different if Jalen Carter played. They wouldn't have been able to run the ball that well. No. They ran the ball. Javonte Williams was running at will, because you know why? Because Jordan Davis had to start 2-gapping. He was trying to be a 3-tech, not working.
Let's do this. When people are telling you in here that Jordan Davis played well when the defensive line gave up 5.5 yards a carry, don't talk to me about playing well.
Right.
5.5 yards a carry, folks. That's what you gave up per carry in this ball game. 5.5 yards a carry. Give me a break.
Jim Adams says,
see this guy down here? Big shout out to Davis, giving up 5.5 yards a carry. Really? So every 2 times they touched the ball, they had 11 yards. Okay, guy, what game were you watching?
Jim Adams says, WTF was Carter doing in their huddle anyway? The Eagles should sit his ass for Kansas City.
No way.
Well, I know they should discipline him, but we kind of need that guy, Jim. I don't know.
Hey, I'm going to pull a Jimmy Johnson on you here. I'm going to have a nice conversation with him, but I ain't hitting anybody.
No, yeah. Hey. Listen.
Hey, I'm not sitting anybody.
That wasn't Byron Young who got ejected there, Jim.
Yeah,
that was Jalen Carter, my friend. I don't know about that.
Hey, you know what? I'm suspending Van Sumeren. I'm not suspending Jaylen Carter.
Yeah, no, I'm with you on that. Good stuff there. Prince checks in. What's up, Prince? He says, I'm sorry. Bond played very well. He had chased down tackle to save the touchdown. That was it. By the way, that was a crazy chase. Zach Bond chased down Miles Sanders.
I told you he had flash plays in the game.
But still, just impressive to watch a linebacker run down a running back.
What Prince is trying to do here is that the defense did not play well at all in the first half. He gave up 5.5 yards a carry, and they scored on every possession. What game were you watching, guy? I mean, they scored every possession, and they were giving up 5.5 yards of play. Well, I'm not sure what you're looking at.
MJ says Eagles D was pretty bad, but they did shut out Dallas in the second half, and they deserve some credit for that. They do.
Especially the last 5 minutes of the ball game. I thought they went like this. We got to get a stop.
Yeah, how much do you think the weather delay impacted that game? That was
I think what great call here. I'm going to tell you what I think happened where you were going to put Dallas away. You just had sudden change. You just got that Miles Sanders fumble, right? I thought Philadelphia was going to take that momentum and start pushing Dallas back. All of a sudden, that weather delay, I thought Dallas got juiced up in the halftime. They came out and they got a stop and they got a 3 and out. And I thought that helped them.
Dude, CeeDee Lamb I
thought it helped Dallas more than anything.
CeeDee Lamb really killed their offense.
He did.
Because they had several opportunities.
Yep.
2 of the times they had a punt in the end of the game there were because of CeeDee Lamb drops.
Bro, that tackle, good call here. If Dak Prescott doesn't get that tackle on Quinyon Mitchell takes that fumble of Sanders to the house. Dak was the only guy that saved that play where Dallas and Quinyon Mitchell is hitting his head on the goalpost. That's a great call, and you're dead on. There was nobody. There were 2 big guys, and there's no way that those 2 big guys were catching him. Dude, I'm telling you, Dak saved the touchdown by that tackle there on that fumble.
He did, no doubt. Brian Fleming checks in. Petula looks like Sirianni and Brian Johnson. Unimaginative, vanilla bullshit. And how many times did we see that HB dive to Saquon going nowhere?
Hang on 1 week. Hang on.
That's the room I'm in on Petula right now. Look, I know it wasn't the most beautiful thing, but I think you got to give it some time. I mean, let's see how Petula continues to develop through the year. And week 1, guys. I mean, look, we talked about this, and Sills, you remember everybody got upset with us when we talked about it, but A.J. Brown didn't practice all year. DeVonta Smith missed a lot of training camp.
And he played like it.
Ron McMullen said he thinks the first team offense, took less than 100 reps all the way through training camp.
And it looked it.
So let's see what Petula can do. I am going to give him a little bit.
The only guy that was consistent in training camp that played was Jalen, and he played his best tonight.
Right. Ryan checks in. What's up, Ryan? Y'all talked about maybe the refs would start calling Carter's holds this season and he'll get some deference. That's all out the window now. That's a good take.
That is such a good take. Now he's been labeled like a Draymond Green.
Exactly.
Okay. Every single time
that sucks.
It does. Every time you're in a confrontation like that, the refs are not going to give you the benefit of the doubt. Ryan, that's a spectacular take, and you're dead on.
Good stuff there by Ryan. Ryan, appreciate it, brother. Brian Pump says this was a bad win, SMH. I better see these dudes bounce back.
There's no such thing as a bad win.
A win is a win is a win, my friend.
I don't believe in that. I think you get across the finish line at any means necessary. You get a win. You start your season out 1-0. I'll tell you what, though, if you're Dallas, I think you take positives away from this game. Because the last 2 times that you played against Philadelphia Eagles, you were boat raced.
Well, remember, they didn't have their starting quarterback last year, so they're going to be better than what they were last year. I think they're better than a 7-win team, even without Micah. I tell you what, though. Their
defense is better than I thought.
Yeah, me too. They look like a team that can survive without Micah more than I thought.
They kind of look like a 9-10 win team.
Yeah, they might be. I mean, it's kind of in
the remember, you're playing against the defending.
Remember my take early in the offseason. I thought they were going to beat out the Commanders. We'll see.
Xander, I'll say this to you, man. I mean, you're playing the world champions. You know, when you start playing the Jets and the Giants and you're playing lesser football teams, you're going to beat those teams with that effort you put out there tonight.
Yeah. I think something that people are looking over too, that's going to happen. And I understand the context that's been added with the Dak spit and everything, but you talked about Vic Fangio or Nick Sirianni having a talk with Jaylen Carter. I think Jeffrey Lurie is going to have a talk with Jaylen Carter. Think about it. Yeah. He dropped the second banner for this organization in franchise history tonight. And immediately after it, almost 1 or 2 minutes after it, Jaylen Carter spits on Dak, gets thrown from the game, and all of social media is blowing up on the scumbag Eagles, the scumbag Jaylen Carter, all this. And I'm like, you guys,
Jeffrey with an organization that's self-conscious about their look.
Jeffrey Lurie cares about the perception of his team. I'm fine with that. It's a $10 billion asset. I don't blame him, but we'll see.
let me ask you this other question. What do you make of Quinyon Mitchell's hands? Do you think he has good hands?
Well, no, he's a cornerback. That's why he's not a receiver, Sills.
Dude, how many times did he have footballs hit his hands tonight?
Well, he did recover the fumble, right? Yeah, he did recover the fumble.
Talking about the interceptions that are in the air. I mean, he drops a lot of.
I didn't think Quinyon was that great tonight.
I didn't either. I thought he got beat a lot tonight. Yeah. Not a lot. I thought he got. How about that?
Not a lot, but yeah.
I think they're a 50-50 game.
He was.
You know what I mean? He got beat 5 times and he won 5 times.
Right.
Something like that. I think it was like a 50-50 game.
Yeah, I agree. Tonight. I didn't think Quinyon was.
Played.
I didn't notice him too much. I mean, I didn't think he was a sore, but I didn't think he made any. I don't think he made any splashes or anything. What'd you say?
No, I'm with you. How do you think Reed played?
Same thing. Didn't really see much from him. I mean, I think the defense was. Look, I mean, they do have 0 points.
The Carter miss is going to affect them.
Exactly, and the Carter miss affects everybody. J5 checks in. What's up, J5? I felt like Bennett should have stayed in. Me too, man. At least he was in phase and physical. We definitely need a quality edge. Yeah, J5. We got some holes on the defense, no doubt.
Leave him in. He you know what? Leave Bennett in. I don't know, man. Do you put Cooper out there now as a backup if you need to have a guy? I'm going to let Bennett play the rest of the season if he can handle it. I'm going to put him out there because if that's my best option right now, Zander, Adoree Jackson is not an option. I thought he got benched in the first half. I thought they took him
too. I thought he really got benched for sure, but apparently he didn't, and he wasn't.
No, because I saw him back out there, but I thought they sat him down for a little bit.
Yeah, me too. Me too. So we'll see what ends up happening with that. Sorry, just doing some producing on the fly real quick. Let me come back to you guys. Good stuff, everybody. Thanks, everybody, for being here. We got a lot of great people in here tonight. Eric Long checks in. Reminded of me of B. Johnson's offense. Vanilla, predictable, and novice. There were first downs with 9 in the box, and they ran right into it. 5 can't block.
Yeah, but wait a minute. Brian Johnson's passing offense was 8th. I mean, that didn't look anything like that. I mean, your main wide receivers had 4 targets. Dude, I mean, that looked – it's week 1. I'm not freaking out. Let me see against – now you got Steve Spagnuolo, and you got him coming in, and you got a whole different style on your side of the football now. I mean, I wonder what Kevin Petullo's going to do. I mean, there's no doubt. Do you think this, Sander? They took a page out of Steve Spagnuolo's defense from that Super Bowl, and I thought
they were better.
Great job stuffing the run against Barkley tonight.
And this is where Petullo has to get better because Kellen Moore had the plan to manage when Saquon Barkley got stuffed. I mean, Kevin Petullo had Jalen Hurts to do everything tonight. Bro, I mean, literally. Jalen Hurts had to do everything tonight.
There was a time in that game where Hurts had more rushing yards than he had passing yards heading into the end of the third quarter. And you're like this, if that guy's not improvising, dude, thank God he's a dual threat. Because if he was a drop back guy, like there's 5 sacks in this game. How many times did he get away from pressure in the pocket tonight? There were like 4 or 5 sacks that he should have took, he got away from. Yeah, I think he was sacked how many times? Once?
1 sack tonight. Yeah. So I thought Jalen had a really good game, man. I really do.
I thought they're not winning that game without him.
No, they're not. There's no doubt about that. T-Bone checking in. I think the coaches need to change how cornerbacks practice catching balls. Whenever I see them practice, they run towards the ball, but they're thrown softies. They need some hard passes to get tough hands. T, there's a reason they're playing defense, man. Those guys don't have.
That's right also, but remember something, okay? Practice time today. You don't get that same practice hitting and tackling. What'd you make it a tackling tonight? By the way, thank you, T. I appreciate it. What'd you make it a tackling tonight?
I mean, I don't think it stuck out as a brutal thing, but I don't think it was great. I mean, there was moments where I thought Bond could have wrapped up a little bit better.
I thought it was average.
I thought it was average. I mean, that's week 1 though. Those are the type of things that I'm gonna give more time.
Compare last year's week 1 to this. You think that was the same? Okay.
Bad.
I thought they were better against the Packers a year ago.
I don't know, man. They struggled against the Packers in week 1 last year. They had 3 turnovers in that game. That defense was spotty. One of the things they sucked at early in the year was tackling. I don't know. It's tough for me to compare off the top of my head. I'd have to go back and look.
Vaughn had 17 tackles in that game.
Vaughn was all over the place, man. Philly Bird, I'll try and get to them all, man. I got 55 super chats, so I'm kind of rattling through them as best I can. All right, brother? I will, but what I promise to you is Every comment will be read before I check out of here tonight. All right? Jake 5 says, do you think the loss of Ben Van Sumeren altered the scripted plays? No.
No, not at all whatsoever.
If they had
I think it was a demoralizing. What I think was it was demoralizing after the fact. You have a hurt player and then you have another player get ejected. I thought that whole sequence had a negative effect on the football team for about a quarter and a half.
Yeah, no doubt about it. We'll see what ends up happening with it. Dennis Hammonds, what's up, brother? Checking in. He says, Eagles offense showed up in the first half. Offense was lost in the second half. Eagles D was lost in the second half. The defense showed up in the second half. The delay hurt both teams on offense. I agree.
Yeah, I thought the delay helped the Cowboys because they came out, they were juiced, they got a 3-and-out, and I thought there was sudden change that it hurt the Eagles, in my opinion, when they got that fumble from Miles Sanders. I thought they had momentum going there, and they stopped the momentum when they had the weather delay.
So here's from the next gen stats right now. So Eagles defensive tackles Moro Ajomo, and who was really a no-show tonight, and Jordan Davis each played 50 defensive snaps, 89% playing time without Jaylen Carter. This is the first time since 2016 in the next gen stats era that the Eagles had two DTs play over 85% of the snaps. So you put Jaylen Carter, you put Jaylen Carter back in there. This is a whole new looking defensive line. It really is. I mean, that's obvious, but that's the truth.
Well, again, too, you know what you have to put into context there with that? Don't be a bonehead. I mean, you know what?
I said that from jump. I've been saying it since it happened.
Hey, that to me is all great and all, but you mean to tell me that guy's not playing because he was a bonehead and didn't get hurt?
Yeah.
Bro, that's an Eagle thing.
Sloggett brings up Beckham was missed tonight. He's not wrong about that.
Boy, he was, man. He was really missed in that run game. I mean, how many times did you see Barkley hit behind the line of scrimmage tonight? It was all night. I couldn't believe the Cowboys, dude, that run up the middle, they were getting hammered. They were not moving the ball. I thought the Cowboys held their own, man. I did.
Marcus says, what a shit show. Agreed. Leon says, Jalen Hurts and Braden Mann won us that game. I agree with that. Cheese says, shout out to Dotson and Goddard. They showed up.
They did. They did.
Yeah. I'm wondering how much Jalen's going to start using Dotson this year.
Boy, it was on display tonight.
You could tell, and you brought it up. I mean, they were working together this offseason in Texas together, versus A.J. Brown and Jalen Hurts.
The whole thing. They've been working together. Why wouldn't he go to him?
So Mahil says spitting on someone is absolutely foul. I 100% agree. That's just like low-quality human behavior. Like, who does that? I mean, you're grown as adult. It's like weird.
Hey, Andrew, I would have rather had you punch him in the face.
That's what I mean. I would have been fine with that. Oh, you punched him. What did Dak say?
If you punch him in the chest, you know what I mean? Like, if he's – wait a minute. Get this. If he spit on me, don't you punch him in the helmet? Like, don't you punch him in the face or you tackle him or something? I mean, spitting on him. I mean, I don't get that response.
Yeah, I don't either. It definitely wasn't my favorite thing I've ever seen.
I agree with Rico. I thought Jordan Mailata got destroyed tonight. I did. I thought he got destroyed. Go back and look at that. Go back and watch it.
Yeah, dude, well, I'm going to rewatch it for sure.
He was getting run around all night. I don't know what the loss of Dickerson affected in there with that, but bro, he was getting handled tonight. He totally got handled. And I see some people going, in the first half, the Dallas Cowboys were doing whatever they wanted offensively. I'm not getting what you're watching.
Let me get Johnny Mack and send him the link. All right, we're going to have John McMullen joining us shortly from Lincoln Financial Field. Looking forward to talking to Johnny Mack, John McMullen on the postgame show here on JAKIB Sports. Appreciate everybody being here tonight. A little later than we thought, Big Sills, with a delay. A beautiful 1:18 in the morning. It's good to talk to you all this morning. Thanks for being here, everybody. See, I know a lot of these Eagles fans, Sills, are like me. All right, when the Birds play, They can't just like go up to their bed and put their head on their pillow and fall asleep. It doesn't work like that when you're an Eagles fan. You're wired up. You got the juices flowing. You got the adrenaline still flowing through your veins. I get it. Believe me, I get it, everybody. So
here's Mike Garofalo. Jaylen Carter said that he made a mistake by spitting on Dak Prescott and vowed it won't happen again. I feel bad for my teammates and the fans out there. I'm doing it for them.
So we'll see.
I wonder how the league is going to handle this.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to do it.
I don't either. I think they're going to be fine.
Discipline them in a way.
No, they're going to be fines.
Yeah, fines. Yeah, exactly. That's what I meant by discipline them. I think that's the case. TXJM says Dak didn't spit, fellas, because he swallows. LOL.
Nice read.
Oh man, I can't believe you got me to read that.
You got him good there.
You got me on that one, brother. Good stuff. Appreciate everybody for being here. Sills, anything else stick out to you tonight that we didn't immediately we didn't kind of get to and talk about right off the top? Just, it's week 1. I think there's a lot of context. I think the beauty is the Eagles are 1-0 right now. So that's what you want them to be. And obviously they are that. And the other thing is too, you do have a mini bye week, Sills, right now. Now, I know it's early, but there was a lot to learn from that game. And I think the bye week this week is just the weekend off is going to allow them to kind of prep because they got a tough week too, man. They're heading to Arrowhead to play the Chiefs in Kansas City. That's going to be a tough matchup. And then they got the Rams at home and then the Bucs on the road. They got a tough schedule coming up.
I want to know why A.J. Brown wasn't targeted. What is the excuse?
You got to think they asked Nick that after that. I mean, we'll have John. I can't wait to hear what John has to say. John's gonna have to.
Is that the lowest targeted game he's been since he's been an Eagle? Only one target in a ball game?
Gotta be right. One target.
I mean, we've seen DeVonta with goose eggs before. I remember the Detroit game. There was one a year ago where he had a goose egg, and he didn't say anything about it. But I don't remember A.J. Brown not being involved. And in a game where he's been targeted at least 7-8 times. This has got to be the least. Why aren't you even going like this in the huddle? Hey, if you're Jalen, I'm throwing the ball to you. Is there a problem here?
So he says AJ's gone next year. You don't think it has anything to do with that, right? I don't.
No. Okay.
You're more saying you think he's hurt or something's wrong.
Something's up here. Is it the fact that they're not on the same page? But how do you not just turn and do this?
I think
AJ, here's the ball. A 1-yard throw. You're not even doing that.
Was he just a decoy? Decoy's hurt. Don't give him the ball, but
he's
the problem with that is
$36 million decoy.
No, well, I think in the situation that he's in right now, maybe he is hurt. Maybe they want him to be out there. But I saw him take some hits, dude. Like he was blocking the run. That's not the position he plays, even when he's not getting the football, is not like he's untouched.
Why aren't you even targeting DeVonta more? He had 3.
3 is crazy.
Your top 2 guys and the best. You could make the argument that's the best tandem in the NFL, right?
Arguably, top 3 for sure.
For 3 targets?
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
Do you think T. Higgins and Jamar Chase are getting 3 targets in a game with the Bengals?
Yeah.
Now, their setup's different, obviously. But when your run game wasn't
I'm going to watch the tape and lock in on it because I'm wondering if Deron Bland and Trayvon Diggs have really good games. Now, that's not an excuse for 4 targets total, but I wonder how good they played tonight.
I was shocked that the Cowboy defense played that well. I was. That's the best I've seen them play against the Eagles defensively in 2 years.
Romeo says, this is not the first time we've seen AJ and Smitty disappear and not be able to separate. We've got to get some tape and see what happened. The pocket was stable enough for sure.
It wasn't I don't believe that was Jalen. I really – hey, you know me. I'd be the one sitting there going, Hurts can't read a defense. That's not what I saw here.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay? That is totally not what I saw, man.
Yeah, no, I agree. Here's Sigler. This is a hilarious super chat. Mr. President, there's been a second loogie.
Oh, my God almighty.
Oh, man.
What is this, Spitgate now?
Y'all are – it was – I saw a couple people tweeting it out. It was Spitgate. The classic.
Spitgate.
Yeah. Good stuff there, everybody. Appreciate everybody for being here. We're going to take a quick commercial break. We're looking to get John McMullen up shortly. I know he's got to deal with the press conferences and everything like that, so I believe they're still talking. Once they're done, Johnny Mac will be with us. We'll talk to J-Mac and get his take on what he thinks of the game tonight, opening week. Eagles win 24-20 everybody. Thanks to Jalen Hurts, I would say, and the defense giving up 0 points in the second half is a plus as well. We did get a jersey giveaway activated, all right? 20 points given up by the defense or less. I shouldn't have let you guys win. It should have been less than 20, but Ryan got to me and said it should be 20 or less, and I bought it, and here we go. We're giving away.
Here's a quote from Dak Prescott on Spitgate. Says, Jaylen Carter was messing with Tyler Booker. I guess I needed to spit. I wasn't going to spit on my lineman. I just spit ahead. Says he felt insulted that Carter suggested he tried to spit on him. And Spygate or Spitgate continues.
Spitgate, baby. Spitgate all the way.
Hey, you better get on that bus. If I were Dak Prescott, I'd get on that bus right now. I'd be barking when I was in Dallas.
Somebody messaged me. It's the Spit Bowl. I'm like, oh my God. All right. Let me get to the commercial break. Appreciate everybody watching. We'll be right back in around 2.5 minutes. So stay locked in. Johnny Mac coming up shortly.
Ignite your nights with free live entertainment daily, only at Live Casino and Hotel Philadelphia's Center Bar. 7 days a week, enjoy some of the region's top party bands, performers, and DJs as they take the stage in the heart of the casino action. Great cocktails, live music, and lively moments. It's all happening at Center Bar at Live Casino and Hotel Philadelphia. Visit livecasinophilly.com for more details and the complete list of upcoming events. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
This is Eric. When he got injured in a car accident, he called Morgan & Morgan. He not only gets a lawyer, he gets trial lawyers like Sam and Jessica, who are in it to win it. He gets his own investigators with briefcases, leather ones. And if you ever have questions, our customer service folks keep things rolling. Injured? We're your army. Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm.
Welcome to the Jet Setters and the High Rollers, to the Shot Takers and the Tastemakers. Welcome to the Viewfinders, the Thrill Seekers, and the Night Owls. Welcome to everything you could possibly want on one 5-mile island. Welcome to the Wildwoods. Book your stay today.
In our hometown, we all look out for each other. We go the extra mile to lend a helping hand.
Thank you.
We step up to keep our communities going strong. And at Independence Blue Cross, we're here to keep you going strong. We've been deeply rooted in our communities for more than 85 years. And that connection to members has earned us our spot as the #1 health insurer in the region. So while you look out for your neighbors, know IBX is always looking out for you.
Your gut says Miami is going to win, and you should take the over. Your gut also said your NFT selfies would only go up in value. They didn't. But your head is on Sports Grid and knows the QB is in concussion protocol. The backup has a 45 QBR against the zone coverage. The New York D has the most sacks in the league. So yeah, trust your head. It's smarter to be on Sports Grid.
EAGLES. Eagles.
Welcome back in, everybody, to the Week 1 edition of the JAKIB Postgame Show. We're back with another season for you live here on JAKIB Sports. Appreciate everybody for being here tonight. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the JAKIB Sports YouTube channel, and consider becoming a member. We have activated our first giveaway, so we'll be giving away a jersey this week. I think I have one handy right here. And Big Sills, you'll like this one. You'll like this one. We got a Cooper DeJean and Kelly Green, baby. So we're going to be giving away a whole lot of jerseys here on JAKIB Sports this year. So for members only, by the way.
Let me ask you, who do you think won the night? The Cowboy O-line, D-line, or the Eagle O-line, D-line?
Oh, man, I never thought I'd be saying this after the game, but you could maybe make an argument that the Cowboy D-line won. Or Cowboy Trenches won.
Cowboy Trenches, I thought won the night because you said it. If CD makes 4 catches, bro, it's a different game tonight.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I thought the Dallas Cowboys won the night in the trenches. Now, the Landon Dickerson injury, bro, that thing was evident from the first snap. I mean, it was evident. He wasn't, you could see that it was affecting Jordan Mailata. Bro, I mean, why are you putting him out there? You, me, and John were both going, we gave the Eagles the benefit of the doubt. I said this, don't let that guy get hurt where he affects you. Where, what if that guy misses the next 3 weeks now? I mean, that's a critical listen, that's a critical loss in your run game. When you've got these opponents coming up with the Rams, the Chiefs, and the Buccaneers, and then even Denver, you can't lose him.
Which is
in fact, also, he's hurt.
Which is where I would push back and just say, not on you, but on what they were thinking. If, you got to protect the player from himself. I appreciate that Landon Dickerson is a tough dude and wants to play and all those things, but this isn't do or die, man. This was not a win or go home game. All right, it wasn't. The playoffs, I get it. Get it out there and do what you got to do in that given week. But if they did know this, but I mean, he got surgery a couple days ago. Obviously,
let me put it to you this way: I see somebody in here said something about. Just be talking now. Well, I saw the Dallas Cowboys kick the living shit out of you when he went down. That Brett Toth and that guy Steen is not going to win the day for you. It's not next man up. Next man up was getting drilled. I mean, by the way, one thing I learned tonight, Jalen Hurts is the tush push.
Yeah.
Okay. It's Hurts. That thing is Jalen. I mean, you got backup guys running that thing. It's Hurts. Okay, it's Jalen Hurts.
I'm waiting for you to concede on Hurts on a bigger scale as well. I think I understand what you mean when you say we got Saquon, we got all these weapons, and Jalen many times doesn't have to be the quarterback that other teams are. But I thought tonight was one of the best examples I've ever seen of that man is responsible for a lot of football games that this team wins. I really believe that.
That was a 2022 Jalen Hurts game where he was making plays on.
Right.
That is Jalen Hurts. Actually, I can make this comment to you. I thought he played as well as he did tonight as he did in the Super Bowl when it came to decision making. I mean, listen, there were guys that just for whatever reason they weren't going to, Zander. I don't get the DeVonta and I don't get the AJ. So he compromised and he went other places. He went to Dotson. He went to Goddard. I mean, he ran the ball. Other than that, did he really go anywhere else? It was all him running and going to those other dudes.
Yeah.
DeVonta were non-factors in that game,
which is just so hard for me. I can't wait for the NFL to put up the all 22 because I got to watch his receivers. I mean, how does AJ Brown get one target? I don't know, but again, we'll dissect.
I'll tell you something else. Moro Ojomo, hey, you need a better effort, son.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. You may have won practice, but you may have won Saturdays. You didn't win Sundays, man. I'll tell you that, bro. You need to get out there and ball. Because he had one tackle in the ball game, and I didn't see him anywhere in that football game. Holy cow, Moro Ojomo was nowhere in that game.
What do you think Nick Sirianni's message to the team is after tonight?
Lot to work on, guys. We got the win. There's a lot of things out there we got to clean up. I think that was a reality check for us. But you know what I love with you guys? You guys had to win. You need to find a way to win, and you found a way to win. That's the difference between them and the Cowboys, bro. They find ways to win. The Cowboys find ways to lose. And so to me, again, dude, when you have a heart like that and you have a football team that, okay, we didn't play our best ball game. But I told you, that was C+. The Eagles had to play C+, and the Cowboys had to play A for it to be a game. And that's what happened.
We'll see what ends up happening with it. We're going to talk to John McMullen shortly here on the JAKIB Postgame Show. Looking forward to hearing from Johnny Mack, get his takeaways on the game tonight. Okay, did you see Dak's response? Dak apparently responded now, and he's like,
I read it earlier.
Yeah, but there was more. He said, like, I didn't want to spit on my lineman. I'm like, dude, what?
So Adoree Jackson gave himself a C in the ball game. He goes, I know there's a lot of things that I have to improve on. You think, dude, C, your grade is not very high. Here is John Clark. We have to get all those things corrected. I coach with emotion. I want them to play with emotion. But you have to play within the rules. We will handle it in-house. We need him out there. Sirianni on Jaylen Carter. So, obviously, Jaylen Carter is right here. Yeah, again, people are posting he's apologized to his teammates for his actions. Listen, do you give him the benefit of the doubt?
Well, I think with Jaylen Carter, it's a little I do because, we need the guy. I think talent overrules it, honestly. I mean, somebody, and look, I get it. You got to discipline him. You got
it's Jimmy Johnson rule.
You got to get out of something. All right. You got to do something, because I think the issue here is it's not just isolated to the player. While this instance is, you have a lot of youth on this football team. And I will point, and while I've given Nick Sirianni a lot of credit for the way he's handled his business, one thing that you cannot deny about Nick Sirianni is that he is an emotionally reactive person. And everybody is emotionally different in the way they handle those things. Jaylen Carter has a propensity to make dumb decisions when he's emotional.
We saw it a year ago.
His head coach is an emotional guy, and I think he also added in kind of what we know. Why did Jaylen Carter fall to number 9 in the draft? Maybe you got some of your answer on that, tonight. Again, I'm going to agree with. I don't know. It's a tough combo.
I'm going to agree with M. Reyes here. This shit's getting old, dude. This shit's getting old. He's right. This shit's getting old.
No, he's done this shit before, and it's getting old.
It's getting old.
Well, I agree with the super chatter from earlier who says, you want to be the highest paid DT in football, dude? It's time to stop acting like a child. I mean, come on. You know what I mean? Like, what are we doing here? Spitting on people? Like that?
Bro,
that
being emotional and spitting on people are not the same thing. I hear people in here going, people don't spit on people in football games.
Yeah, it's weird.
People kick the shit out of people in football games. That's a dumb. I don't think I've ever been in a football game where I saw somebody do that, Zander. And I've never seen that where I've been in a game where somebody did that.
Well, you know what else it meant tonight too, Sills, where it was very evident. There was a spotty call on Nolan Smith tonight, a taunting call, and people were like, "That was a bad call," and I said immediately, "Well, your best defensive lineman spit on the quarterback before the game. Do you think you were going to get the benefit of the doubt from the official? No. Did you think you were going to have leeway? Did you think you were going to have the ability to showboat? That all goes out the window.
Yeah.
When your best defensive lineman, is spitting on the quarterback. No, what are you going to do?
You're not getting the benefit of that. Okay. And I love that super we had earlier. This is going to be a tough year for him because the refs are going to be up his ass.
Yep.
You're not getting dude, there's going to be more people taking advantage of that now and more offensive linemen taking advantage of that. And guess what you're going to get with refs? Refs are not going to call holding when you're getting double teamed like that. You're going to have to work your way back out of that again. It's like the Draymond Green factor. Okay? I mean, dude, I thought that Nolan Smith penalty was absurd. Okay? I thought it was way over the top. As a matter of fact, now I thought the Reed Blankenship hit that was a clear hit. He did hit him in the head. I thought that was defenseless. But I thought the Nolan Smith penalty was stupid.
Yeah, so they're all kind of talking about now with the A.J. Brown, reception. Jalen Hurts just said Jalen Hurts gives credit to A.J. Brown for staying patient and making what he believes was the most important play of the game. Now, it was an important play, but that's a little bit of
he's trying to soften the blow here. Yeah. And again, I tell you what, too. Let me ask you this. You have another one of those games. That guy's not going to be quiet reading books on sidelines.
I'm wondering what the case is.
That's not going to go well.
I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but
you think he opens his pie hole this week?
It doesn't feel right to me that he would have gotten one target tonight. It just doesn't make sense to me. I mean, that was my worst take of the pregame show.
No,
my bold player was A.J. Brown in the game.
Why wouldn't you, though? I mean, he's owned that team. Every time he's played him, all of a sudden now you can't find a pass to get him the ball?
Yeah, Dirty Air checks in. He says, as ugly as it was, the offense scored on every drive in the first half, even without AJ involved. All Jalen taking that game over and making great decisions. He plays like that all year, easy MVP. Well, I don't know if his statistics will get there, but I do think that was an amazing game from him, Dirty Air. He played really well. Dirty Air was in the building tonight.
He played absolutely. I thought he was really good. I thought his decision-making was great. I thought the play calling stunk. I don't know what they were thinking. I don't know where they were going with the passing game. They were relying on the run game so much. They had 38 carries in the ball game. Hurts was doing everything with his wheels. There was a point, like I said, in the game, going almost into the fourth quarter, he had more rushing yards than he had passing yards before he had that one big catch down the middle of the field to Dotson. Outside of that play, that was the only explosion pass in the game, right?
100%.
A passing game is almost non-existent.
I agree fully with Brian Pumper in this super chat. He says the JC and Nolan thing needs to be handled by the defensive leaders. Cough, cough, Reed and Zach. Y'all need to stop that. You got to see for a reason. He's right. These are two guys with a first-year C. I mean, you got to nip that in the butt quick.
If you're the organization, how do you feel about paying him $138 million in guarantees? After watching this year, last year, the experience. Now you know what this also does? This also brings back Georgia. This brings all of that back.
Well, that's why I said to you. I think
you're trying to outrun Georgia. You're not outrunning it.
Right. Unfortunately, it goes back a little further with that player.
Yeah, you know, look, when you do something dumb in your past, right? You're trying to outrun that. Well, you keep adding logs to it. People are going to use that against you, and they're going to use another thing against you. Before you know it, bro, you've got a file of stuff where people are not going to give you the benefit of the doubt anymore. You're going to pay him? Of course you're going to pay him. But you know what you're going to do? You're going to pay him with one hand because you're going to be reluctantly looking, going, hey, man, has this guy got one dumb? Dude, let me make a point to you. My friend Jerome Brown was one of the greatest players in the history of the Eagles. He didn't always make the smartest decisions in his life.
Right.
Okay? I mean, and it cost him. So my point is here, son, you got a lot of great things ahead of you here.
Yeah.
Know where you are and who you are.
Yeah. What'd you make of what Dak did tonight? What'd you think of his game?
I thought Dak was pretty good in this ball game tonight. I thought CD let him down big time. I mean, I did. I thought Dak, I thought he hung in the pocket well. I thought Dak found his receivers. I thought he spread the ball out. Look how many different wide receivers he hit tonight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. He hit 9 different receivers tonight. And I thought he was pretty decent. I mean, he's going to win some ball games here. What did he have rushing? He had not very much. He only had one rush, but 21 of 34, 188. I didn't think he was awful in the football game, man. I mean, I think there was a lot of pressure. I thought he was all right in the football game. I think his receivers let him down a lot. Right. I mean, there were 4 critical drops in that game.
Yeah, massive. I mean, massive drops by CeeDee Lamb. Not 5-yard outs. These were massive drops.
These were like 15 ins and outs, and he had another 25-yarder right in his hands.
Yeah.
He dropped one that was on 3rd down. He had the 1st down. It was going to be inside the red zone, and he put the ball on the ground. I'm like, man.
John McMullen is about to join us here in just a couple minutes here on the JAKIB Postgame Show. He just texted me. He's on his way up, so the press conferences are all wrapped. We'll get Johnny Mac's take on what he saw. You know, he was in the building, so I'm curious to hear on what he saw.
Me too. And you know what? When you get a guy like John who's in the building and you get a sense of what the environment feels like.
Right.
Is it tense? Did the coach is he aggravated? Is he not aggravated? And when you know, sometimes how you ask a question to somebody, Zander, and that guy gives you a shitty response or he's short with you, you know that there's a lot of, angst in the building. I'm going to be curious to know, because if you're the Eagles, you cannot be happy with those actions by Carter. You just can't be, man. How about this? Here's Jalen Hurts on Carter. An unwise man will make a mistake and not look back and learn from it. I have no idea what Confucius just said, but okay. Sure.
I love Jalen's ability to just always make it a quote. Like, it is iconic, man. It is freaking iconic for Jalen.
Must have like a quote book next to him, next to his locker or something, man. Holy cow.
I think you love it. Philly Bird's dogging me about a super chat. My bad, Philly Bird. I'm getting to them all. He says, Sills 100% told us all 4 weeks. I don't know what you even mean. Sills told us all 4 weeks.
I don't know.
Oh, Sills told us all for weeks. I'm saying.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what. Dude, Sidney Brown. And I thought Makuba wasn't awful.
No, I didn't think. I thought Campbell was.
I don't think he was.
I thought the rookies were a positive tonight.
Yes, they get passes. I Campbell on that tight end cover of Ferguson, I thought was great. I thought he made some plays on the run game, bro.
I don't think that Ferguson kid's that good.
I think he's okay.
Yeah, I don't think he's that great.
No, I think he's okay.
Yeah, no, I don't think he's that great. Good stuff there. We got Johnny Mack in the green room now. So once that connection stabilizes, we'll go to Johnny Mack from the stadium, joining us from Lincoln Financial Field. Eagles win the season opener 24-20 tonight in a game that really had everything. Let's go to our man, John McMullen, joining us right now in the JAKIB Postgame Show. Johnny Mack, welcome into the Postgame Show. The Eagles are 1-0 as we sit here today, John. A crazy game. Had a little bit of everything, some offense, some defense, a weather delay, an ejection in there. John, your first couple thoughts, man, just your first thing that comes to mind when I ask you about that game and what kind of just ensued at the Lincoln Financial Field.
Yeah, crazy game. You think about how it started. Couldn't have started worse. You probably lose Ben Van Sumeren for the year. I mean, that looks serious on the opening kickoff. And then as you're waiting for them to cart him off, which is, depressing enough for the Eagles, then Jaylen Carter gets into it with Dak Prescott. And all of a sudden, they say he's been ejected from the game. And we're all looking at each other. Did he say, it's the first foul towards ejection? Or did he say ejection? And he said ejection. So it started from there. And then the offenses were killing it early. It was, Eagles, it was touchdown, 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 touchdown. The Eagles scored 3 consecutive touchdowns. And then all of a sudden stopped from an offensive standpoint. But, like, this is the Eagles. They find ways to win games. Wasn't pretty. If CeeDee Lamb catches some footballs, they probably lose. But for whatever reason, they take advantage of these miscues from other teams and find ways to finish games. Same thing happened with Green Bay. They made a bunch of mistakes, and they won the game in Brazil. Offense, great running game, passing game, not there. Does that sound familiar? Very, 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 very Philadelphia Eagles-y like football. And that's win in advance, win and move on to the next one. And that's what they were able to do.
John, I'll ask you this. I thought the Cowboys, I was shocked. I thought their offensive line, and obviously with the loss of Carter, that affected it. But I thought their defensive line, their offensive line, they averaged 5.5 yards a carry against that Eagle defense. They were moving the sticks and they were moving the football, as you said. They were scoring at will also in the first half. But I was, it just goes back to Dickerson again. And maybe you can give us an update on his health. But, boy, Mulata had a rough night.
He did. Yeah.
Around him. He had a rough one tonight. And did you find anything out on Dickerson? Because, boy, he looked like he was laboring a lot throughout that game, even before he got hurt.
Yeah, no, just that it's the back, it's not the knee. Obviously, he missed practice Monday and then came back on Tuesday. And he's trying to play through it. So we'll see how long. Now he's got sort of the mini bye. So hopefully that enables him to calm it down a little bit. But like I said, we're through one game. He couldn't get through the game. Brett Toth had to come in. He's already had 2 knee surgeries in the offseason, the back issue now. So it's definitely something to keep an eye on. I do think that Jordan didn't have a typical game up to his standard. I thought everybody else was pretty good. The Eagles, I don't think Dallas ran the ball that well. If you look at it, from a larger standpoint, Miles had the 149-yard run. And that's, that's like 21 carries for basically 60 yards after that. So I think they did a pretty good job from the running game as a whole. And Miles needs to get in there because Zach Bond, if you think about that, that's one of the biggest plays of the game because Zach Bond was able to chase him down. And then a couple plays later was the fumble inside the 10. And the Cowboys went from threatening to go up to never taking the lead again. So I think in a lot of ways that was the play of the game. It was Byron Young, interestingly, because you lose Jaylen Carter, and Byron Young's playing all these snaps because you lose Jaylen Carter, and he might have won the game for you. There's a lot of other things that happened, but CeeDee Lamb had multiple chances to put Dallas in a position
was
to win
terrible.
the game. Oh, well, it's
he makes
interesting.
big catches. We're talking about
He
different.
made a lot. He made a lot of big catches early, and then he just started dropping the football. But he was open, and those passes were there. And he can catch him. And if he's supposed to be one of the best receivers in football, you got to catch those passes. And I'm sure I'm sure he talked about that. But yeah, I mean, he had 110 receiving yards, and he could have had 200. So. But the Eagles tend to take advantage of those things, and they did again today. AJ Brown, that's going to be a story. He didn't get a target until a minute and 45 left in the game.
What do you make of that, John? I mean,
hard. Well, they didn't throw the ball. DeVonta had 3 catches for 16 yards. AJ had 1 for 8, and Jahan Dotson had the one big play for 51. And he made some big catches. So, personality of the game, I always talk about, they were running the football. Like early in the game, I don't know what Dallas was trying to do defensively because they were letting Jalen Hurts just break contain. And I'm like, what are you doing? It's like they didn't even know he was a quarterback who could run the football. They weren't disciplined. They got out of their rushing gaps, and that was the Eagles' success early on offense. It was really Jalen running the football in big spots, and then the second half, things calmed down from both teams' perspectives offensively. With Dallas, it was the CeeDee Lamb drops. With the Eagles, it was similar to the Eagles. Eventually somebody makes a stop. There was one Saquon rush where he got stopped for a 5-yard loss, and all of a sudden you're behind the chains, and that changes everything. So that's why we always talk about the difficulty of playing just a run-oriented team without being able to pass. All you need is that one play to set you back, and all of a sudden the drive's basically over. So that's kind of what happened to the Eagles in the second half.
How about this, John? I say this all the time about September. September's a liar's month in the NFL because you really don't know what you're looking at. You don't know what it is. I mean, last year we saw a 2-2 team. Then after that, they went on to go on and win themselves a Super Bowl. And we mentioned it earlier in the pregame with the Saints and also. I mean, premonition stuff here are things you can be concerned about when you're looking. Adoree Jackson was brutal. I mean, I thought he got benched in the first half, but they put him back out there, I saw in the second half. And, man, he just did not look very good back there. So, I mean, is this something to be concerned about moving forward? Or do you think, again, we're looking at week 1 bumps and bruises?
Well, I don't think you're great at that position. I think ultimately they will go to Bennett. It might be as early as week 2, because they have the extra time, sort of the mini bye coming off Thursday to 10 days off. So that could be a position where you make the move. Ultimately, they want to go to Bennett. They want to go to Makubo full time, which he played safety in the nickel. Sidney did in the base, so he's playing most of the time anyway. And then Campbell obviously played linebacker. Made some plays too. Did a good job in coverage on that one pass breakup. He was involved in that fumble as well. So he made some plays as a rookie. They want to get those young guys on the field. But Bennett just got here in August. So, it takes some time, and I think they'll get there. But the question is, he might not be good enough either. What they don't have is Darius Slay, and he's not coming through that door. So you're going to have to persevere with, Howie brought this up, and I thought it was an astute point. People will say cornerback is a weakness for the Eagles. It's not a weakness. You have Quinyon Mitchell and Cooper DeJean. Who wouldn't want to what the spoiled nature is, you had Quinyon Mitchell, Cooper DeJean, and Darius Slay. And now you got two really good corners and then just a guy. So, hey, welcome to the rest of the NFL. They don't have two good corners most of the rest of the NFL.
That's true.
So, that's
John. How do you think Q played tonight? I thought it was.
Yeah, I thought he played pretty well. I think it would have looked
okay.
better. Well, you got that pass interference. I'm not sure. You guys probably got a better look than me. I saw a lot of people, but Eagles fans think every call goes against them.
Oh, that was a pass interference, John. That was.
Yeah. Well, I thought it was a pass interference, but I got a bunch
he was all over him.
Yeah, I got a bunch of it wasn't that type of thing, but I always do. But if he had that interception, he had a chance for an interception that went right through his hands. If he would have picked that off, I think it would have changed the narrative a little bit. But no, I thought he was fine. Cooper got beat too by CD, but CD dropped the football. CD's open, but he was dropping the football. So it would probably look worse if he caught those big plays he had and leapt on the field. But overall, I'm pretty confident in Quinyon Mitchell, Cooper DeJean. Look, all corners are going to get beat from Patrick Surtain on down. Every single one of them is going to get beat. So these people that say, "Oh, Quinyon got beat," yeah, all right.
Welcome
is
to
he
the
better
NFL.
than most of his peers? Yes.
Hey,
yes.
Welcome to the NFL, John.
John,
they're good. Hey, John, they're good too.
Right. John, what'd you make of Kevin Patullo's first game as a play caller for the Eagles?
Well, I just saw Kevin downstairs. I thought he did. They went touchdown. That's a pretty good way to start. But I thought it looked very Eagles offense. I've been saying it looked very familiar to last year's offense. I thought they did some nice job underneath. Dallas Goedert, like 7 targets, I think, and 7 receptions, but 6 yards a pop. Saquon had 4 catches, but it was like 6 yards a pop. The only guy who made a big play down, DeVonta was under those. He was under them, I think.
It was.
The only guy who made a play down the field was Jahan Dotson. Yeah. That's it.
And it's funny, John. John, it's funny. That's the guy that's worked the most with Jalen in this offseason throughout the him working, down in Houston and him working in training camp. And I think it's kind of ironic that the guy who had the bigger game tonight is the guy who had been working with him. And to your point, AJ just hasn't been practicing. And it surely looked like it.
Yeah, well, he hasn't. Yeah. And DeVonta missed a lot of time as well. But
yeah,
I think a lot of it, Dallas played the Eagles like in the passing game. They played the Eagles like the Eagles played Kansas City in the Super Bowl. They took away the first read, and then Jalen would usually pull it down and run it because they let him. And there were a couple times later in the game when they started to be a little bit better disciplined. He was dumping it off to Barkley a little bit later in the game. Will Shipley got hurt. That wasn't a pass. That was the other big pass, but they turned that into a run because evidently it was behind the line of scrimmage. The little swing pass to Will Shipley went for about 20 yards to set up one of the touchdowns. He's a really good receiver, but that's your concern with Will Shipley. He's hurt already, banged up his ribs, and didn't come back in the game. So they did some nice underneath stuff, but they got nothing outside the numbers, with the one exception, and that was not even outside the numbers, but that was a deep shot down the middle of the field to Jahan, which was 51 yards, which was great throw. But that was it. I mean, that was it. They did not throw the ball outside the numbers. It was crazy.
John, that was one of the things that was a standout tonight. But hey, I want to go back to your concern heading in. Boy, those edge guys, man. I mean, I saw a little bit. I saw a play by Hunt. He got back in the backfield, but I got to tell you, John, I mean, those guys were no shows tonight. I mean, Dak sat back.
Well, I thought Nolan had a couple good plays, but he ruined the one. He had that great run stop, and then he got the taunting penalty.
I think that was a dumb call by them. I thought it was like a overreaction, but okay.
Well, I agree. Well, generally, I agree with that. I think it's ridiculous how quick with the trigger they are with the taunting. So from an overall perspective, I agree with you. But and again, you guys see it on TV probably better than I do. From me, it looked like it was standing over him and looking at him, and that's when they call it. Like you can do that same thing as long as you're looking at your teammate.
That's right.
But if you stand over the player you just stopped, they're going to call that taunting. To me, that's what it looked like. I don't know if it looked like that on TV, but anyway, either way, you don't put the referees in a position where they can do that. So I'm not going to give an excuse, but I do think that Nolan made a couple plays, had a couple pass rushes. He also got beat around a little bit by Tyler Smith, but I didn't see anything from anybody else other than that one play you're talking about with Hunt. Oh, Uche was probably the best.
Yeah, he
had two good rushes. I saw that really hurried Prescott. He looked like the best pass rusher to me.
He did actually.
He's by far the most technically sound pass rusher. Like he's got a nice spin move. He goes inside. He goes out. He's got a big toolbox, as they say.
Hey, John. There's somebody brought something up here, and I want to get your take on this here with Carter. I'm going to call it the Dre, and I called it the Draymond Green factor. Boy, I'll tell you what, man. If this guy's looking for referees not to have him, get those double teams and maybe the holding penalties, man, I'll tell you what, you now put yourself in a position because now we're putting things together. A year ago, the guy, on the sideline, now we have this here, the stuff. Again, when you do things, John, your past gets brought to the present and you start putting a book together, and these refs are going to not give him the benefit of the doubt on this stuff now. And I think that's going to be a tough putt for him moving forward the rest of the year because they're not going to give him the benefit of the doubt if he's in there battling it up with guys and those holding calls. I mean, I think this is going to play a factor with him a little bit because now you get tagged as a player a bit.
Well, yeah, you definitely can get a reputation in the league.
Dominican Sue.
Yeah. Dominican's a good example of it. It's interesting. They're similar too. When Dominican came here, I was almost like, ooh, do I want to deal with this guy? Is this going to be a problem? And he was the nicest guy in the world. And it's so strange to me because same thing. I wish people could meet Jaylen Carter. He's the most quiet, polite, unassuming kid you'll ever meet. And then he gets on the football field and he's a lunatic at times. And that's a good thing normally, because you want guys to play with aggression and passion and all that. But he takes it too far. And he apologized after the game. He talked and he said, I put my teammates in a bad position, but and Jalen Hurts said, well, an unwise man doesn't learn from it. a wise man obviously learns from it. So we'll see if he learns from it. But yeah, you can't put your team in that position.
No way.
Terrible. John, are you concerned at all about the immaturity level of the team at large? If you think about it, John, we talked about the youth on this team. One of the younger teams in football, especially on the defensive side of the ball. Darius Slay is gone. Brandon Graham is gone. Josh Sweat is gone. I'll even throw C.J. Gardner-Johnson in there and Milton Williams, Oren Burks. A lot of guys that add up to a lot of years of experience are gone, and you got a lot of youth taking over. There's pros to that, and there's cons to that. Do you think the immaturity is going to become a problem? If I'm Vic Fangio, I'm trying to figure out how to nip this in the bud early.
Yeah, well, with Jaylen Carter, it's a problem. With Nolan Smith, it's a problem. With some guys, it isn't. Like Jordan Davis, it's not. With Zach Bond, who's not, a little bit older, but he's not old. It's not. Reed Blankenship, certainly not a problem. So it depends on the person. Quinyon's not a problem at all. Cooper's not a problem. So, most of them are, I would say, mature beyond their years. Really, you're talking about two players, and you saw it today, who are a little bit, I don't even know if immature is the right word, but
high strong.
Yeah, I mean, and it's, they play a position, and Dan can tell you need to be, you don't want choir boys out there playing defensive line. But it's a fine line. You don't want like in Dominican, you bring him, you don't want him stepping on people's helmets, and you don't want people spitting on other people so they get thrown out of the game. Jeez. I mean, you got to be able to, it's an emotional game, but you got to be able to control it to that level.
I mean, we're talking about making him one of the highest paid defensive players in football, John. You got to think Jeffrey Lurie is looking at the whole body of work with Jalen. As good as he is, at what point does the player grow up a little bit? I get it. I agree with you. I don't want to choir boy either. I've actually been one guy who says, I love the aggression of Carter. I loved when he slapped the Pittsburgh guy in the helmet last year, but you just said it. There's a fine line. And if you're Jeffrey Lurie, I'm wondering if he's the one who has the conversation with him, because that's his big bag of money he's going to give him.
Well, yeah. Well, and it's funny because I was talking about his contract with Sal before the game today. And, I told Sal, I said, yeah, people are assuming this guy's going to get more than Micah. I wouldn't assume that just yet.
I wouldn't either.
I'm like, he's got to have a big year. And one, he just ruined the first game of that big year. So he's got a long way to go before he's in the $40 million conversation. I think people are jumping the gun on that. Now, the Eagles think he's going to be in that conversation. But this is not off to a good start. Let's put it that way.
John, do you think that the last two games that Barkley's been in, the Super Bowl and this game here, do you think they're starting to get a blueprint on how to stop Saquon Barkley a bit? Because, boy, I'll tell you, I thought they really
I thought he had a good game today.
They did.
I thought he really had an effective. I know the numbers don't look good because he had a couple big losses mixed in there. But I think overall he was a handful, and they were really having a difficult time, especially early in the game, dealing with him. And then Hurts too. To me, they won the game on the ground with those two players.
Well, Johnny was 3-3 a game. He was 3-3 a carry in this game.
Yeah, I know, but you take out
the 6'2" last year for the entire season.
He was at like 5'6" until the downturn happened. And there was the big 5-yard loss, and there was another, I think, 3-yard loss. And they were keying on him at that point when they're trying to close out the game. And that's where the passing game's got to show up. Which we're going to have the same discussion. I know Zander for the giveaway put the number 275. You're not going to get to 275 much when you're throwing for 152.
Well, when you target AJ Brown one time and DeVonta Smith 3 for 15 yards,
that's the point.
But the defensive giveaway, John, it hit. The defensive giveaway hit.
Yeah, well, no, I'm not picking on it. 275 shouldn't be that bad, but it is with this team in certain games.
Isn't it funny, John? You can't get to 275 in an NFL game throwing the ball, and yet you kill teams.
Right.
Well, it's not even 275. It's 275 all purpose.
Yeah, I know.
So,
I get right, and they killed.
So teams. he's got 62 all rushing yards today. So you only needed 213. If I'm doing the math right, you only needed 213, and they're not close to 213.
No way.
It's a very bizarre team.
Totally.
And I think they played well. It's a very bizarre team.
I thought Jalen was great tonight.
I thought he played great.
I did, John. He's the reason they're 1-0.
I thought he had a really good football game. If it wasn't for him on the field,
this is why
they don't win.
And this is why people say, well, he's not really as good as he is, because they look at the numbers and they look at the black and white. And if you watch the game, you go, I mean, the first half, I was like laughing at Matt Eberflus. I'm like, dude, what are you doing? He's just, no discipline on the pass rush. They're just letting him get outside.
Hey, John, how about Brian Schottenheimer at the end when you had 3 timeouts left and 2.5 minutes, 3 minutes left? They're going for 15-yard plays with the clock winding down, and you're sitting there going like, why aren't you trying methodically to go up and down the field? They're playing zone deep too. Why don't you get?
Well, yeah, but they had shots. They had shots to see. They had shots to their best player, and their best player dropped the damn ball.
I could not believe CD should have 210 yards in this game.
Yes, I mean that one pass down. The last one, that was a difficult catch.
That was a tough catch.
Made it.
Yep.
He should have made it because he had 2 hands on it, but he should have made it. But that was a difficult catch. The one before that, which would have been a 50, 60-yard gain, I mean, that was right in the breadbasket. He just dropped it.
He did. He just dropped it. Cole dropped it.
Johnny Mac, good stuff, man. Appreciate you joining in tonight. Your final thought on Eagles game 1. We got a Birds 365 in the morning, brother. I'll let you get out of here. Your final thought tonight.
Hey, nice drive home, John, in traffic.
No, well, there will be no traffic at least. They're a very strange team and a very good team. It's I always go back to Denny Green was the first one who told me that. Winning is a habit. Losing is a habit.
Right.
They have a habit of winning.
Yep.
And they just keep winning games. They keep put them in front of them, knock it down, go to the next one, and they won again. It's pretty impressive.
It is.
It really is. Johnny Mac, great show, brother. I'll catch you in the morning.
Hey,
all right,
John.
All right, thanks, guys.
All right, there's Johnny Mac. John McMullen joining us right here on the JAKIB Postgame Show. Big Sills, I'll let you get out of here as well. Your final thought, man, on the Eagles. Look, it's an ugly one, but they get the win. Your final thought here on the JAKIB Postgame Show.
We said this was going to look ugly.
Yep.
I mean, we kind of like painted the portrait that this thing was going to be sloppy. It was going to look sloppy. And I think John is right on, man. I mean, it's one thing to look bad. It's another thing not to look great and at your best. It's another thing to find a way to win, though. And you just have the resiliency to go out there and win football games. Dude, I've never seen anything like it. I mean, that game right there, in my opinion, that's the worst game they've played in over a year. And they still found a way to win, right? I mean, a year ago, maybe the Tampa game,
right,
we would say was probably the worst game that they played a year ago was the Tampa game, right?
Yeah, probably Tampa or maybe that Atlanta game, right? Is that the game they lost when Saquon?
When Saquon dropped the ball, maybe
that
those 2 ball games. This thing right here, I mean, but it had circumstances around it, right? Landon's hurt. Carter was out. You got a lot of inexperience. I'll tell you what, though, man, they got a really tough issue going on there at that corner. And I don't know how that safety position is going to play out because you know what? You got two dudes that can't stay healthy now.
Yeah.
That's Makuba and Brown. I think that's an issue. And keep an eye on Jalix Hunt. Let's see if this guy, because I thought he was below average in this game.
Yeah. So there's a lot of good storylines on this team that are going to emerge and that are going to evolve as the season goes on.
Jalen was the star of the game, though.
Yes, he was. I'm happy to hear you say that. I agree completely, top to bottom. If he's not out there, they don't win that football game. I think that's the unique advantage you have with that type of player. Big Sills, awesome day of content, my man. Great stuff as always, from 4 hours in the National Football Show to the pregame to the postgame show. As always, the true professional, the great Big Sills. Big Sills, appreciate you, brother. I'll catch you tomorrow, my man.
Catch you on Birds 365 tomorrow, Zander, and see you on the National Football Show, bro.
Yes, sir. Later, man. There's Big Sills. Dan Sileo, host of the National Football Show, a national champion and a true legend in his own right. We appreciate Big Sills for being here tonight. I want to thank everybody for being here tonight. I got a couple more super chats to read. All right, it is late. We got pushed back with the delay. I got the show in the morning. We can do a post game, but I'm probably going 20 minutes, 25 minutes tops. So I don't know who wants to come on. I don't even know if anybody even does want to come on. It's 2:15. So you guys let me know and we'll make it happen. All right. So I got read a couple super chats here first. Bald Eagle says, you missed my super chat earlier. Bald Eagle, I apologize, man. I got 70 of them. So I try and get to every single one of them. If it was $2, they fall through the cracks. They come in based on colors, my friend. And the top colors get picked quick, all right? So sorry, brother, but you said Carter equals Sue early. Yeah, I agree. Brian Pump says, I'm riding for Jaylen Carter. The kid made a mistake, get over it, but that stems from a lack of focus. Coaches did not have this defense locked and loaded. You know, Pumper, I have zero problem with this take at all. Zero problem. I think Jaylen Carter made a really stupid move. I'm a talk show host, and I had to I have to opine on that move. I thought it was really stupid. I think when you're a guy who wants to become the highest paid player in football or highest paid defensive player in your team, you have a different set of responsibilities that come with your stature and what you do for the football team. And I'm going to hold him to that standard, but that does not mean I won't ride for him. I do love the player. I do think the kid is a good kid. I don't think he's a bad person. I know a lot of people are going to use what happened to him in college and what kind of some of the other things that he's had happen in his career, but I'm perfectly good with you riding for him, my man. I appreciate it. TXJM says, this was a perfect time for Davis to step up with Carter out to show he deserves a contract. Well, I thought he played all right, TX. I mean, he played almost 90% of the snaps. So, we'll see. We'll see. Brian Pumper, sorry, fellas. This was a bad display by the Birds. I'm very concerned about the team right now. 2024 was a blur. Pump, I don't know. We'll see, man. We'll see. Bald Eagle says, Carter is what Sue was early. Bald, you didn't even give me some time, dude. You gave me like 30 minutes. What the hell, Bald? That was your super I missed? It was 32 minutes ago. Come on, man. Pumper says, the JC and Nolan thing. Yep, I already read that. I agree, Pumper. Dirty Air, I got that one. Brian says, Carter's spit is closest to a Super Bowl Dak will ever get. That's pretty funny. Brian says, Mozzie Smith was a healthy scratch. What a cock. That's pretty funny as well. G. Santos, AJ was a decoy. That's why they didn't run outside, potentially. Keith Lewis, Trayvon Walker. Keith, bring them all, man. Come on, man. Keith, thank you for the super chat. Sig Lord, super chat of the night. It was only a $2 beaner, but he says there's been a second loogie. That was pretty funny. Abe said 22 Hurts I saw today. I saw close. I think it looked a little different. TX says Dak didn't spit. That was hilarious. That might have been actually the super chat of the day. All right. Abe says Mechie a better tackler than Adoree. Adoree's going to struggle, guys. I don't like Adoree at all. Freddie Lima says Q needs to make that pick. I agree. Sig Lord says no leader on D stepped up to pull Carter away. Where were they? He was over there alone, Sig. I didn't really understand that. Mikey Shred says Mitchell needs to stop dropping picks as well. Well, he's a defensive back, man. Yeah, they don't have hands. T-Bone says against Mahomes without Walker and Samuel, we lose. I agree. Q Ball says that is a huge endorsement by Sills for Hurts. I agree. All right, I agree. Sills did give Hurts his flowers tonight, which he deserved. All right, which he deserved. Clary Voy, member for 12 months. Not normally me. Hurts went off today. Reason we won the game. Adversity game, though. Injuries, no pass game, no Jaylen Carter, no an adored cornerback Jackson. No preseason along the line. I thought except Carter's dumbass. No problem with that take. Abe says Jalen won us the game like the Bills game. I agree, Abe. Kimberly says Hurts carried them on his back. Yes, he did. Vernon Warren. What's up, Vernon? The safeties didn't play bad at all tonight. No, I don't think so either. Anton became a member. Look at that. Anton, you told me you don't spend money on YouTubes. Now the guy's a member. Look at this. Look at this. Thank you, Anton. I'm not sure if you're still here. Young Truth says Dak spit first and made Jaylen Carter react. Doesn't mean two wrongs don't make a right. Still a scumbag move. I don't spit on people. You're a grown man. I mean, what is that? Spit on Dak? I mean, it was weird, dude. I thought it was a weird thing by Jaylen Carter to do. Again, I'll support. I mean, I like the player and everything. I'm going to support him, but I'm going to call it as I see it. That was dumb. Mikey Shreds. Hurts threw the ball quick away. Only one sack. Hurts was great. I thought Hurts was excellent. And he only had 4 incompletions. So how many throwaways did he have to incompletions? I mean, he was very efficient tonight. Christopher Michael, how bad is Ringo if Adoree is that bad? Holy shit. I don't even want to think about that. Excuse me. I don't even want to think about that. Seriously. Houston, what's up, Houston? Defense was suspect, but Cooper DeJean is a dog. I didn't see Cooper do much tonight. TX says Adoree is the new Bradbury. Oof. Jalen won the game, period. Dallas played solid D. Yes, they did. Kimberly said, JC and Nolan, too. I'm proud of Jordan Davis. Hurts heart. Yeah, Hurts was great. Jordan Davis was solid tonight. Mikey Shred said, Hurts won that game. I agree. Eagle Mania says, Carter let me down, and I think A.J. Brown is hurt. We'll see. Mahil says, spitting on someone is absolutely foul. I agree, top to bottom. Cheese Boy says, shout out to Dotson and Goddard. They showed up. Yes, they did. Leon, Jalen Hurts, and Braden Mann won us that game. Braden Mann's a beast. And Marcus started it off with, what a shit show. Classic super chat there. Classic super chat there. Here's Dio. Dak spot first. It's always the retaliatory action that gets the penalty. Again, two dudes spitting at each other doesn't make me feel better about one of the guys spitting. It's like you still spit on him. It's fucking stupid. You're a grown man. You're a professional athlete. What are you doing? Stupid. Jack Straw. Thanks, Z. Go Birds. At least we came out 1-0. Agreed, Jack, 100%, man. Agreed, Jack, 100%. All right, now let me go read the regular comments for all you knuckleheads that are still in here chopping it up with me. We have over 1,000 still watching. Xander, today was a huge victory for JAKIB Sports. Great shows all day and night. You know it, my man. You know it. You know it. Well, I'm getting delirious though. I was up at 6:30 yesterday. I'm close to that 24 mark, 4 hours from it. This post-game show is not sounding good. I got to listen to Anton. I see he's still in the chat. Anton's been waiting to talk to me for 7 months. Anton, you know I love you, brother. This dude, Anton, ready to blow my ears out. Ready? I'm going to pull Anton. It's 2:30. I've been fucking working. I don't care. I love working. You don't get me wrong. I love what I fucking do. I wouldn't change what I do for the world. So, but I already know it. Anton's going to be sitting at his stupid fucking desk chair in his corny-ass office with his boss over his shoulder. Oh, fucking Anton, you got to be kidding me. How many cups of coffee I get in? I got in a lot today. Honestly, dude, not that many. I didn't have a cup of coffee today afternoon. I didn't have 1 cup of coffee afternoon. I'm feeling good, man. I'm fueled by the man above. I'm fueled by the good Lord. I'm fueled by the good Lord and the great people of JAKIB Nation, including Anton, who I'm going to send the link to, and he'll be on here in seconds. All right. Mirage says it's been a long night. I know, Mirage. You should head to bed. I'm getting there, big guy. God is good. I agree with that, my friend. I love the green zone. Yeah, we're going to make it better, too. Yeah, the green zone. Let me go check on the channel. Who wants to hear the number? The green zone got 40,000 views tonight. The green zone got 40,000 views tonight. Xander confirmed fueled by rails. I assume you're saying cocaine. No, absolutely not. Although I do have these little boom boom sticks. So it's a nasal stick. And the ingredients in it are menthol, peppermint oil, grapefruit peel oil, lemon terpenes, lime peel oil, and orange peel oil. Clears your nose right out. It's nice. But I'm on the shows all day, so I don't want to get nasally. So it helps. All right. Helps. It helps. All right, Brian. I mean, does every comment have to be a Diddy comment, Fleming? Good night. Great show. Thanks, Big Z. Michael, love you, brother. Appreciate you, man. All right. Carter spitting at fools like Tupac. Mirage, I already got that. No one better the Eagles, a super team, Lego, if they repeat. Oh, Dio, how was your first game, dude? How was your first game? Let me send this link out. All right, let me get a head count. I'm not bringing on everybody. I'm not going 20 people deep tonight. Fuck off. I love you guys, but no. 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 I cut the caffeine for the boom boom. Yes. Let's see the hairline. LJ, it's not doing too bad. Come on, man. LJ, come on. Looks fine. Seriously, you know it looks fine. I know you think it's so bad. It's not that bad. Come on, man. Come on, LJ. I need to hear you give me some props. It's not as bad as you say it is, LJ. Jam says AJ brutal for fantasy. I agree. Let me send this link. Is Akbar even in here? Because you're right. I kind of want to talk to Akbar. I miss Akbar. I fucking love Akbar. He's my homie. He texted me. Akbar, I forgot to text you back, didn't I? I did. Sorry, dude. Akbar, I've been busy, man, this week, bro. I've been working my balls off. Setting up the team. I got a new team on board. Got the new editors. I got a VA. She's helping me out. Onboarding. I was getting ready for the green zone, remaking the new post-game show stuff. Oh, it's just a lot of shit. I'm not complaining. I love it. But I was all over the place. First Tone, now Zander. Fuck you mean? You compare me to Tone. I like Tone, but don't compare me to Tone. Come on. I'm a different beast, my friend. Niners, you won't find another man. Listen, I might not be the most talented man. I might not deliver the show as perfect as some people might like it. Nobody, Niners, nobody will outwork me. Nobody will outwork me. Taking shots at Tone. Anton, if you think that's a shot, you don't know me from a can of paint. I'll take shots, my boy. It ain't that. That was not a shot. I like Tone. Does your pops wear your hats? Chris, he's been wearing Kango hats for 35 years. I cramped his style. He didn't cramp mine, bro. LJ says, looks good, broski. Let's go, LJ. You know it, my guy. You know it. Rub the boom boom on the hairline. You think so? You think the boom boom on the hairline will do me some favors? That shit's nice, though. Any content creator should get this stuff. It's nice. Xander, get some sleep. We need 100% in the morning. You're somatic. What do you think? What do you think I'm going to come in? What do you think I'm going to take the day off? What do you think I'm going to give a 50% shift? Come on, somatic. Are you kidding me? Fucking somatic. DS, yes. Sounds like a Tide fan. Thank God the Birds get the dub. I couldn't afford it. Chris says, I'm 51 years old and come to Big Z for Eagles content. My man, Chris. I love you, brother. I appreciate that, man. All right. Relax. We love you. It's the manatee that we hate. You love Sileo, LJ. Nobody watches Sileo as much as you. You got to love him. JAKIB for life, baby. Niners, I will not be outworked. You understand? All right. I will not be outworked. That's one thing I will not allow to happen. All right. I will not allow it to happen. I will outwork every single person in the room. I might not be better than them, but at least I know I gave it my everything. At least I know I gave it my very best. I gave it my all, and I always will. If I fall flat, so be it. The good Lord's got me. All right. All right, let me send this fucking link so I can get over talking to Anton. Just kidding, Anton. I love you. Jack Straw, yes, I am. I love you, brother. I wasn't talking about people in other industries, but I hear you. Offense looked lethargic. They did, LJ. I think that changed the game a little bit, man, the way that played. All right. Chris, thank you, bro. I appreciate you, Chris, man. I appreciate you. There's my boy Anton checking in. What's up, Anton? You know I'm ready to talk to you, dude. You know I'm ready to talk to you. $2:30 in the morning. We got Dio, Whip, Anton. Holy shit. We got 4. I might cap it at 4, all you fuckers. Akbar, where's your device? Come on, man. I might have to cap this sucker at 4 tonight. All right, let's do it. Let's start it up with Joe Whip. Joe Whip gets seniority. Seniority for Joe Whip. Akbar, it was going to be you, but your device is not working. I don't know what's going on. Joe Whip, welcome to the show, man. How you doing? It's great to talk to you again for another Eagles season, and the Birds are 1-0. How you doing this evening, Joe?
I'm doing great, Zander. I feel like I played Marion today and got out with under 100.
I saw your message this morning.
So that was
that on Birds? You sent that message? I saw that. I'm like, Joe's having a good day.
Yeah. So I got it. I got out of there under 100, and I feel like the Eagles today.
You play the East course?
No, I played the West course today.
Nice.
Which is hard.
Are you a member there? You're not a member there, are you?
No. Our course is closed now for the course is being rebuilt. We can play other courses. So,
gotcha.
So I've been playing a lot of different courses. It's been a lot of fun.
Nice.
But the only good thing that happened tonight, my brother was at the game, and he's a stinking Cowboys fan, and he didn't see
Wait, what?
It's
Your brother's a Cowboys fan? Where'd you grow up?
I grew up in Lafayette Hill, White Marsh, just like he did. Bad parenting, Xander. They got one right.
You know, I always question, how do you grow up in Philadelphia and become a Cowboy fan? Come on.
It's a long story, Xander.
Well, what'd you make of the game tonight, Joe? I mean, it was sloppy, but look, week 1, man, we get the win. I think that was obviously the most important part. But what were your takeaways?
Few thoughts. First of all, Jaylen Carter is a jackass. And I don't even know why he was on that, even approaching the huddle of the Cowboys. What the hell's he doing on the other side?
He was alone, Joe. There wasn't even any of his guys with him. He was over there solo.
That was bad. Okay. My other take was, I had 2 other takes from that. I thought the interior offensive line, Dickerson, the center, and Steen sucked. They couldn't run the ball up the middle at all.
Yeah, no, they didn't.
And Patul kept doing it.
Sileo was saying that same thing, kind of.
Yeah, Patul, they kept running the ball in the middle, and they got nothing.
You think there's any credence to maybe AJ's injured on the outside, and that's why they didn't want to go out there?
I'd have to see the all-22s to see what.
Yeah, I'm excited for the all-22 this week because I got to look at the receivers.
And that Adoree Jackson, whoever chimed in here, he's another Bradbury. That's what I thought. He played like Bradbury.
Yeah, Bradbury got an all-pro though. Let's put some respect on his name. That guy tonight didn't look like an all-pro to me.
This is 2023 Bradbury.
Yeah, 23 Bradbury.
That's what he played like.
Right.
So I was really disappointed with. I thought with him, I thought his coverage was terrible. I thought Jordan Davis played well. They got to stop the stupid penalties.
Yeah, man. Too undisciplined, Joe. I don't know. It feels like it shouldn't be the Eagles, to be an undisciplined team.
No, I give it the first game, and I think part of it's they don't play in the preseason. This is like the preseason opener for these guys.
Yeah.
So,
and the other part, I mean, dude, think about it. This is a young defense, man. It's one of the youngest defenses in all of football. I wonder if that's going to be a little bit of a thing to watch for this year. You got Jaylen Carter doing what he did, obviously. Nolan, I don't really have worries about Nolan. I know he made a dumb decision tonight, but I didn't really think that was too big of a deal. But I wonder if that's going to be a thing. I mean, I think having a balance is the best approach, and they don't really have a balance this year.
No, I think without Carter in there, Ajomo was playing out of position.
Yeah, right.
Davis was being double teamed all the time he was out there. I mean, Hunt made a couple of nice plays, but didn't do much. And Nolan Smith has, act like you've done it before. He tackles the guy and he's doing the Superman bullshit.
Right.
I mean, come on. That's what I don't like. I don't like this bullshit. You act like you've been there before.
I agree.
You make a play, you get back in the huddle, and you make another one. Don't just calling attention to yourself constantly. I have a problem with that. So
I agree.
They need to straighten it all out. I thought it looked to me like Fangio, who's my age, by the way, 67. They posted that on the screen. The oldest.
You 67?
I'm 7 years old.
My man, you look good for 67, Joe Whip. You should be proud of that.
As the great philosopher Indiana Jones once said, "It's not the years, honey, it's the mileage."
Right.
So I thought Fangio made some adjustments in the second half that kind of worked out. But yeah, they got to fix that cornerback position.
Yeah, I agree.
They've got to get Jaylen Carter's got to get his head out of his ass.
Yeah, I think he will. I hope he will. At least
I would have been up his asshole.
Well, I tell you what, if I'm Vic, I'm nipping that in the bud early. I'm not letting that linger at all. And somebody's got to send a message because you got a young guy, you got a young group out there. I mean, you can't allow that type of behavior. It's just stupid. I mean, that's not championship football. You don't go and win multiple Super Bowls with that type of behavior. You just don't. I mean, it's childish. It's immature. It's everything wrong. I mean, you don't want that. So
you don't want to give it's like giving an FU to the team, the coach, the owners, and the fans.
Right. I agree. I said the first thing I thought of was Jeffrey Lurie. I mean, you got a banner drop and all of social media immediately after you drop said banner is talking about Jaylen Carter spitting on the starting quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys. I think Jeffrey Lurie is having a conversation with Jaylen Carter. That's what I think.
Well, I can tell you, every time they showed Jeff Lurie in the box, he didn't look like a happy camper.
Yeah. And you know this too, because I know you know some people up there. They care about the perception of their team.
Oh,
100%. Yeah.
He doesn't want to be. He doesn't want guys to be dipshits on the team. That's that rubs him the wrong way. He was not a happy man.
No, he was not. Joe, any final thoughts for me, brother? I'm going to keep rolling here. I got to get out of here. I got to get to bed tonight, brother. I appreciate you checking on. Any final thoughts for me, Joe?
Yeah, hopefully the Kansas City Chiefs have a lot of jet lag coming back from Brazil for next weekend.
Yeah, well, that's actually a good point. I forgot about that. We're going to be at Arrowhead, so that's going to be a tough matchup. 10 days from, or no, a little longer than that, probably. No, well, maybe 9 days. So we'll see how that one goes. Joe, good stuff, brother. I'll catch you probably in 9 days from now. We'll talk to you then. All right.
All right. I'll be in here tomorrow morning and get Akbar on here. I haven't spoken to Akbar since we were on the flatbed for the parade.
Yeah, I miss Akbar. I think that's I spoke with him recently, but he got a video. I don't know, no video. All right, Joe. Thank you, brother.
Right, take it easy.
Later, man. There's Joe Whip. Appreciate Joe Whip checking in. As always, Akbar, I can't see your video, so I don't know what's going on there. I'm going to go to D.O., my legend member on ZK's Garage, member on JAKIB Sports. He's in Philly right now. What's going on, D.O.? Here he is right now joining me here on the JAKIB Postgame Show. What's going on, D.O.? What did you think of the game tonight, my friend?
It was a win, man. It was a W, right?
Yeah.
That's the most important part. And
yeah.
Carter's fucking ridiculous, man.
Are you in Philly?
Yeah, man, I am. First game, baby. First game ever.
Did you go to the game, right? How was it?
Well, first game with the
rain. You didn't leave at the rain delay, did you?
Oh, dude, it's funny, man.
Oh, you did! No!
No. What happened? Well, no. I had my first Philly. I had my first game. I've been to 8 other stadiums, right? Never ever had anything happen to me in any of those stadiums. Yeah. During the rain delay, they actually came out. I was in a level like it's like a handicap section. So so there was only like 8 of us sitting in this section, right? In the where I was at, right? They came down and asked us all to leave and go inside. It wasn't, wasn't it?
Right.
And then so I was like, all right, so we did. So we went and was hanging out with those guys. And there's a dude in there smoking. I'm like, cool, I can't do it. So I was like, dude, do you mind just going over there and smoking? And he was fine with it when did it. But his buddy was there and just went off on me for telling someone else to do something that they shouldn't have to do. And that there was nothing here posted about not being,
So
he tried to, he's like all in my face. But it was great, though.
Welcome to Philadelphia, you left coaster. I know you're a left coaster. Welcome to Philadelphia, my friend.
Exactly, baby. That's why it was such a great experience.
Yeah, I don't want to get too lost in the weeds, though. What you think of the game, man? Sloppy game, but you get the win in week 1. What'd you make of it?
Exactly. I mean, I'm not going to repeat everything that Whip said, but he got it all nailed down, man. We got to get. For me, it's Maddox out there instead of fucking Jackson, right? I mean, I've got like nightmares of that stuff from last year in the first 4 games, man. I'm reliving those now. But apart from that, man, the offense looked, I thought, solid for what it was for not really playing a lot. I think they'll get better still, and I think the defense by the end of the game, and maybe it was the rain delay, and maybe it was the other side of that coin, or maybe that was a part of what slowed down the Dallas offense. But it felt like the defense came together more too during that break, and hopefully they'll learn from that and go. That'll continue on at the end of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The defense, I think, like you said, is so young. They need some time. They're going to have some bumps and bruises, right? You know. Yeah. As long as we can keep getting the W's, and and they learn a little.
Good stuff there. Dio, what'd you make of the Jaylen Carter situation?
Exactly, man. It's stupid, dude. You can't spit on anyone, man. I don't give a fuck, right? Oh, sorry.
No, you can curse. Yeah, don't you hear me? Don't you listen to me every day, Dio?
I know. I try not to swear too, though, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't. Someone like Jalen Carter. Jalen Carter costing me, one of my tickets to heaven. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I hear you, bro. All right, my man. I appreciate you checking in.
Thank you, brother.
Happy you had your first time.
I've been to put on my JAKIB shirt. I had it with me, but I was so exhausted. I've been down there since 4 o'clock or 2.
I got a hat. I don't know where you are, but I got a hat for you. I'm gonna send it to you if you're not here.
I'm at 12th and I'm at 12th and let's speed up, brother. I'll send you my text. I'll send you my phone number.
I'm telling you right now, there's the chance I'm able to meet up in the next 2 days is almost zero. I'm working all day. It's already Friday, and I got to race down to the shore this weekend for a family event. So
no worries. I figured as much. If you want to mail it, that's cool, man.
Yeah,
but I want you anywhere too, just to get you just to hang out with you. But anyway, man.
All right, man. See you.
If you can figure it out, I'll give you my text. Actually, I sent you an email. I don't know if you got that. No, I didn't say anything because I know you guys have been crazy busy. And so glad you brought the VAs on, dude. It's going to make everything so much better if you're not doing 3 jobs, dude.
Yeah, well,
you're really great at what you do.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. I'll talk to you next week. All right.
Cheers, bro. Thank you.
Thank you, man. There's Dio checking in. Appreciate you, Dio. As always, gotta love all our members here on JAKIB Sports. Let's go to Akbar, who got his video ready. You can't bring on Akbar without seeing him. What up, Akbeezy for she's?
Yes, no. Yes, so. What's up, Big House?
How you been, man? Before I get into the game, how you been, man?
I've been chilling, man. I'm here.
I saw you fighting with Flex the other day. I'm like, what is this?
Flex, that was the day. Was
that today? That's all right.
That was today, actually.
Damn, that JAKIB hat looks hard, man. That looks fly on you. Damn, Mac.
Hold up.
Oh, you got the whole suit on, don't you? You got the sweatshirt. I remember I sent you the shirt, the sweatshirt, and the hat, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, nice stuff. Akbar, what'd you think of the game tonight, brother? Eagles are 1-0, man. As always, it's a good way to start the year when you can get a win. Pretty ugly, but what'd you make of it?
First game of the season, pretty much what everybody else is saying. First game of the season is like a preseason game, with all the starters. The defense was shabby. But as usual, Vic Fangio, he makes adjustments mid-game. You've seen that in the second half. They were getting stops. They didn't get no stops in the first half. They were getting stops in the second half. So you see that Vic is making do with what he got, And I'm not happy with the secondary.
Secondary sucked tonight, man. I didn't think Quinyon Mitchell was that good. I didn't agree with John. I didn't think Quinyon was that good tonight.
Nah, that holding shit he was doing, like he should be way past that by now. He should be way past holding people by their neck You know what I mean? Why they running
Well,
down?
I mean, I think I agree. You know, you are going up against some real good receivers, so you got. You know, I do like to try and, you know, they're talented dudes. You know what I mean? But I didn't think Quinion was as good as I was expecting. I'll say that.
I didn't think that. I didn't appreciate Dory Jackson getting stiff armed down the field by Turpin. He reminded me of Goddard.
Yeah, 5'6" Turpin, man.
Yeah, he reminded me. Remember how Goddard? I don't remember what game it was, Washington or Los Angeles. One of those games, Goddard had stiff armed the shit out of somebody all the way into the end zone. That's what Turpin reminded me of when he was stiff arming the shit out of Dory Jackson. Like, I didn't appreciate that at all. I don't know what they're going to do. I feel like they need to make a move in the next couple of weeks, but I'm going to stand tight because if you remember last year, I was saying how Nolan Smith was bum juice, and then he started progressing. He started getting a sack here, sack there, a sack next week, the sack next week. So I'm going to slow my roll, but I'm not appreciating Dory Jackson right now. I do appreciate Uche, which I'm surprised. I thought that he got a couple good pressures. He didn't seal the deal, so to speak, but you know, he got a couple pressures and he looked all right, man. I mean, he looked better than everybody else they got. You know what I mean? That's trying to pressure the quarterback. So,
I agree. No, I agree. I mean, I agree. I think they're going to have to add something. I mean, I'm hearing rumors, Akbar, that they're trying to add an edge. I don't know what that means. They were in the building. They were in the conversation with Micah Parsons. So that's a big price to pay. If they were willing to pay that, you got to think they'd be looking for more than just like a bargain guy, right? I mean, you're going to pay 2 1s and 47 to Micah. That means Howie's in the conversation. I mean, you know, I've been saying Trayvon Walker. I don't know if that's realistic or not, but I'd love for them to do it, man. You know, Akbar, I'm of the belief you got to take advantage of this opportunity. You know, this is a rare team. It's a young team. It's the most talented team I think the Eagles have ever had. And you got a window. I mean, take it. What are we waiting for 27 and 28 for? Man, fuck them picks, right? I'll go Les Snead, man. Fuck those picks. I don't want them. I want to win right now. And then if I don't want to look at 28 and say, damn, if only we took advantage of when Saquon Barkley was in his prime. If only we took advantage of when A.J. Brown was in his prime. If only we capitalized when Jaylen Carter was on a rookie contract. Like, now's the time. At least that's how I see it.
All right. Well, I agree with you 100%. And you've been saying for a long time, for the last couple of weeks, matter of fact, you've been talking about this kid, Trayvon. I think that would be a good go, you know what I mean? Especially right now, seeing how but then again, we really don't know how the game would have turned out if Jaylen Carter was there.
I think we would have beat their ass then.
I think we would have crushed them. I think it would have been a total different game if Jaylen Carter. Now let me say this, man. Let me say this real quick, right? It's 3 things. Now, see, first I was on a bandwagon, like I had tweeted. I was like, yo, Jaylen Carter, that was some dumbass shit. Like, why would you spit on the man? First of all, that's some sucker shit, right?
I agree.
That's some sucker shit. You know what I'm saying? That's like is almost a killable offense. You know what I mean? To spit on the man, which is bringing me to these 3 things. It's about 3 things that I don't think that I could live with. Okay, I don't think that I could live with somebody fucking me in the ass.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, I don't think I could live with that. Like, that shit happens to people, though. You know what I'm saying?
I know, but I didn't expect to hear it on the post-game show.
Yeah, well, I'm trying to get to this point. Like,
this is why people love Act Beezy for Sheezy, because you say what's on your mind, my friend.
I don't think I'm pretty sure I can't live with somebody doing that to me, somebody sodomizing me. I'm pretty sure I can't live with that, right? I can't live without my joint not working. Now, I mean, my dick don't work. Like, what the fuck? Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't think I could. I don't want to live no more. Like, if something happened to him, you know what I'm saying? Something drastic. You know what I mean? And then the third thing is spitting on me. Like, I never been shot before. I've been stabbed, but I never been shot. And I feel like I think I would rather you shoot me than spit on me. Spitting on me is the most flagrant thing a man can do to another man. Is damn near a killable offense. You know where I'm from.
I hear you. I get it. I understand that.
You went to school in my neighborhood.
I understand that a lot of people won't understand that, Akbar, but I actually do understand what you're saying.
So that shit was crazy, number one. But I think that if he was on the field, it would have changed the whole trajectory of the game. I mean, Davis looked fucked up out there. He didn't look real good out there. Like, he was coming out. You seen Davis coming out. It was a couple first and second downs he ain't play. And it's like, this is what we've been talking about him for, being heavy in first and second down. Why the fuck is he not playing first? You know what I'm saying? Like this type game right here is where I don't agree with McMullen when he says, why do you want Davis on the field on third down? Well, if Carter spit on a motherfucker, you know what I'm saying? Get kicked out the fucking game, you know what I mean? You want Davis on the field to be able to rush the fucking passer. You know what I mean? We need what the fuck? Like he looked gas. He still looked gas. He looked gas.
I saw you tweet out tonight. Adoree Jackson is bum juice. Is he your official first bum juice candidate of the year?
He got stiff armed by Turpin, dog. Like, you can't get stiff armed by Turpin looking like Dallas Goedert. He had Turpin looking like Dallas Goedert out there, dog. You can't do that shit, dog. He looked terrible out there. Come on, man. Like, Adoree Jackson, like, I was like, it's still blowing smoke up my ass. Like, is this dude really that bad? Because I can't see, I can't see the practices and none of that type shit like Johnny Mack and shit. So I'm like, I just got to see it. And that shit look bad. Listen. For Adoree Jackson to look as bad as he did tonight, how bad is Kelly Rango?
That's what somebody super chatted that tonight. I didn't even want to think about it because I'm like, oh God, he must really stink.
He must really
wait, but I'll add in even another element. The Eagles wanted Ringo to win the job. Like, it's not like it was an open bet. They wanted Ringo to win the job. And when the Eagles want somebody to win the job, John always uses that phrase like the GPS. Like, when the GPS is set on something, even if you make a wrong turn, eventually it's going to bring you back to where you want to go. Their GPS was set on Ringo. He must suck real bad. He got to be like, what's like the superlative of bum juice? I don't know what it is, but that's probably what Ringo.
Bum sauce.
Bum soup.
Sauce.
Yeah, bum soup.
You know what I'm saying? Bum sauce. You just put that shit. You know what I mean? Lay that shit. You could put it on anything. You could dip chips in it and shit. You know what I mean? Like,
you're right.
Sauce. Like, yo, man, like, they had him turning around in circles like Urkel. Like, this boy looked real bad, man. He looked really, really bad. Like I said, Uche, he was Jahai Campbell popped off my screen.
He looked good.
For a rookie, for his first game ever.
Dude, in coverage, he dropped that one play in coverage. He dropped all the way back and broke up the pass. I was like, let's go. I was pumped to see that from him. Yeah.
Yeah, number 30. The chat was grinding me up. It was one day, it was a couple weeks ago. And I was like, yo, who the fuck is no, matter of fact, they grinding me up about what's the boy name? Trotter. They grinded me in the dust about that. I was like, who do? Because I ain't never seen them play.
There's
before.
A lot of dudes. I hear you. I'm in it every day, so I know them all by now. But all right, Akbar. Any other final thoughts, brother, on the game tonight before I let you run? I'm sure I'll talk to you each week this year.
Man, we gotta win. Okay. This is what I want to tell you, dog. And be ready if this shit happens. This is looking like 23, man. We're going to win some games. We're going to win a lot of games. Listen, man, like the way the defense is, like I said, like the difference between 23 and 25 is Vic Fangio. He's the total difference, but the way that they look, the way Adoree Jackson, Sidney Brown was non-existent out there, you know what I'm saying? like they really hurting right now. Who's the other linebacker beside? Is it Campbell? Makuba had a pretty good game. I'm just not seeing it though, man. I'm not like this is Dallas we talking about. Dallas is trash, right? We playing KC next week, and then who we playing after that? We can't afford these kind of performances from these the lost parts of our defense. These new parts of our defense, we can't afford this shit. If we try and make another run, we're gonna need to get somebody. We're gonna have to bring somebody here. I heard something about Hendrickson. If Cincinnati is shitty, for the next couple of games, then maybe he might want to get up. Like, I mean, and Carter spitting on niggas, man. Like, I'm not really like, okay. Like, can we clarify? Did Dak spit on him or at him or?
Looked like Dak spit toward him. But again, what does that change for me? Like people are like, oh, Jaylen Carter's justified. I'm like, how about neither of them? How about both of them were made dumb decisions? I mean, I don't think either of them should have done that, but I don't know. I don't know.
I'm not really clear on that. Like, if he spat at him and he spat at him and he checked him like, oh, you spitting at me, dog? All right, you know what I mean? I got something for you. I'm gonna do some Ndamukong Suh shit on you. You know what I mean? Next couple plays, I get. If he spit on him spitting back on him is some sucker shit. I'd rather him smack him or some shit like that. I don't see where it matters where you at in the world. I don't care if you're on a football field. I don't care if you got $150 million riding on it. You can't buy manhood. Manhood can't be bought, right? A motherfucker spit on you, dog. Like, you almost really got to handle that shit right away, especially when millions is watching.
I know.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't think Dak is built like that, my friend. I really don't.
I don't either. I don't need like.
I think Jaylen Carter might be though. That's where I respect Carter. Like, if somebody spit on Carter, that motherfucker would not take it.
But you seen Dak walk up to him and like to his chest. It was like chest to chest. Like, what was that all about? And Carter was there by himself. Like, the squad, they was in a huddle. Carter over there in a huddle. Like, what the fuck was really going on? Like, why was he standing there? And then Dak broke the huddle and confronted him. Like what the fuck you want over here? Like, fuck you doing over here? And Jalen spit on him. Like, that like crushed me. Like, that crushed me for like 3 quarters. I'm glad they won, but I was really fucked up over that because I really wanted to see him get off, but he fucked that up.
We'll see, man. I appreciate you, Akbar. Thanks for doing it tonight, brother. I'll talk to you again next week. Great to hear from you, man. I missed you, brother. Last time I saw you was on the parade float. Sorry for not answering your text. I've been a busy man, my friend. I've been working my ass off, but I appreciate you, dog. I'll catch you next week. All right, brother?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you, man. Appreciate you, man. There's Akbar. Akbar joining us here in the post game show. Let's go to our main man, Anton, set to join us on the show. What's up,
There you go. Long time no see.
Yeah, man. How you doing, man?
Very long time.
How was your summer? How's everything been? Good, brother?
Yeah, life's changed, man.
Yeah, I follow you on Instagram. You like a world traveler. You're like here, you're there. I'm like, shit.
Look, to be honest, it's the first time I've watched football for a long time because I've been a lot like into the soccer stuff recently because I got hired by listen.
You're not allowed to bring
by a soccer YouTube channel to come on their shows regularly, like at least 3 or 4 times a week. So I've been kind of having to like really be like lost in that world. So like it's like being a content creator. You gotta have your finger on the pulse and kind of know everything that's going on. So kind of to be honest, by the way, 2-time Super Bowl champions in the building, right? So because of that, I'm chilled. I don't need to read every single, tweet from Elliott Shore Parks about, the grades we've had in training camp. Like that, like when the games were going to start, the games were going to start. You know what I mean? So
I hear you. What'd you make of the game tonight? Well, let's start with Jaylen Carter. What'd you make of Jaylen Carter?
All right. So there are two different realities for me because I've thought about this. I've had a long time. It's almost been like 5 or 6 hours since that happened, crazily enough. Initially I was like, I was pissed. I was like, what the fuck are you doing? And then I saw the spit thing and I'm like, fuck, that's disgusting. Like beyond, like, that's just gross to do in general, just to spit. Like,
disrespectful is what it is.
It's disrespectful. I tweeted out, I said, Jaylen Carter, JC, I called me, you have to go into that locker room afterwards and apologize to all your teammates because you let them down. Because I felt like it just took the sting out of the game as well, just from a footballing perspective. Like, our defense clearly without him, and again, I should preface this by saying, with or without him, like, if let's say he was injured in another respect, the defense should not be built that weak that one man going down should makes that much of a difference, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? So I don't think we should be using that as an excuse for the performance.
No, it's not an excuse, but there's varying degrees. And like, if you lost Jahan Dotson or if you lost Jalen Hurts, which one's going to have a bigger impact on your offense? You know what I mean? Like, Jaylen Carter is the guy on the defense. Everything, like, legitimately, Anton, everything they do is built around him in the middle. That's why they let Milton Williams walk. It's why they let Josh Sweat walk. It's why everything is built around him. You lose him, I mean, a lot changes. So that's the reality of the situation. I don't disagree with you, though. I mean, I think it would be nice to be able to prevail without him, for sure.
So my perspective changed, though, after I saw the Dak thing a little bit, because I made a comment on your thing and you replied, and I agree with what you said. But for this let me clarify kind of what I meant by
I don't disagree, by the way.
With not necessarily saying that what Jalen did was okay, because it's not okay. But I'm just trying to think about, like, put myself in that space. So I actually think that Dak Prescott, from just looking at his eyes and looking at that thing, I think this was something that was planned. Like, you know what? I feel like we don't really have much of a shot in this ball game. So I'm just going to go. I'm going to do something. I'm going to maybe he's just knows that Jaylen Carter is a bit of a wild card there.
Well, he is.
And I'm going to provoke him because I'm thinking, like, as disgusting as that is, like, he can't just do that for no reason. Is it not just like, I hate Dallas, so I'm going to spit on their quarterback? Like, it's not as simple as that. He must have been provoked in some shape or form, is what I was kind of thinking. Like, and after seeing that, I'm like, everything makes sense now. And I think he was like, you know what? Because he left the huddle, like, Dak. Like, he looked right at him, spit, left the huddle, came up in front of him. It was like Dak had this in his mind, like, let me see if I can give my best shot to see if I can get their best defensive player thrown out of the game. Like, I just kind of feel that, man. I might be wrong, might be conspiracy theory here, but just something clicks when I saw that. Does that make sense to you? Big Z? Oh, it looks like Xander's frozen out. I'm gonna be taking over the JAKIB Postgame Show. It was final score. It was Eagles 24, Cowboys 20. Yeah. So this is weird. I never thought myself, seen myself hosting the postgame show. There we go. Yeah, I thought the doctor provoked that. Where's Zander? Is this comments? Am I the only one here? Am I the only one here? That's right. All right. So I might as well. I'll just give my thoughts on the game then. If Xander's gone, we'll wait for him to come back then. Wow. Yeah. Look, I think the Eagles offensively were really, really good. I thought Jalen Hurts was fantastic. Honestly, today, I thought this was like the 22 version of Jalen Hurts. I think offense was not our problem today. If we're actually going to sit there and worry about the statistics of how many catches did AJ get and how many catches did DeVonta get and how many yards did Saquon get, at the end of the day, the offense was clicking and moving in the way it should be moving. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I was still waiting. I'm still waiting for Zander. What's it going on? The Cowboys' rhythm got started with the run. Do you think Trotter could have helped against the run with his instincts filling the holes in Bond outside and Campbell at the edge? I don't know. I actually think that Nakobe Dean, if he was healthy, could do that.
This
I think,
nerd.
Oh my
Look
God.
at this nerd. I'm watching you on my show. I'm like, let's see.
I'm hosting the Jake. I'm like, I did the whole stream shut down.
I can manage the screen. You didn't. Come on, Anton. I expected you to do a little better than that.
You know, it took me a while to realize. Like, I was looking at the comments. I'm like, oh, actually, this literally is just me. I thought maybe the whole stream shut down.
Come on, man. My internet took a crap. It said 3:00. Go to bed, Xander, is what it told me.
Oh my God.
Did you hijack me? I think Sig Lord might be one.
I didn't hijack anything. I literally like did the whole stream.
Dude hijacked me, everybody. What do I make of this? Oh shit, man, that's funny.
Wow, I never thought in my life I'd be sitting here, you know, doing my own podcast on JAKIB Sports.
You're gonna clip that and post on your social media. I hosted the JAKIB Postgame Show tonight. Listen, by all means, you managed the stream for a couple minutes. You deserve some credit for that. Sorry for dropping out. I don't even know what you were saying, but I'm going to get out of here soon anyway. So just wrap it up.
So we were talking about what you thought, if you thought that Dak maybe might have been pre-planned that he try at least.
I don't think so. I mean, I hear what you're saying. Where like maybe there's an element to trying to mess up the game plan, and trying to put a wrinkle in the game plan, trying to tilt something in your favor. I think there's maybe some credence to that. I don't think Dak wanted to spit at Jaylen Carter. I don't think that was the case.
It just feels weird, like the way he said it and then laughed.
Dak seemed I like Dak as a quarterback, but Dak is a phony to me. I don't like the way he responds in press conferences. I don't like the way even what he said. He's like, was I supposed to spit on my lineman? I'm like, bro, that's not a real answer. That's not a truthful, honest answer. So, whatever, but it is what it is.
Yeah. I was saying just in terms of the game itself, well, I actually got some criticisms for the defense, but before I get there, because you know what, this is a different season, right? One thing people need to know, like I was all optimistic Aussie last year, right? That's because I knew in my heart of hearts that team we had last season was special, that was a championship team. No,
have you ever come on this show and not taken an opportunity to gas yourself up? I almost
no. You know what? Can I tell you? I am
the optimistic. I knew the Eagles were going to win the Super Bowl.
I work with some other guys on the soccer channel, and they are way more bigging themselves up than me. Like literally, like
I'm just messing.
Like it's an art. It's an art. See, okay, I've got issues with the defense. I'm gonna shelf that for like 30 seconds. I'm gonna talk about the offense. We're like, you guys were all talking about like, AJ's catches and DeVonta's catches and Saquon, Saquon only had 60 something yards. I thought the offense up until the break when we took the rain delay. And by the way, big ups to the green room. Was that your new show? Yeah.
Yeah,
I loved it. Kept me entertained during the break. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, we're gonna improve it too. I got some ideas to improve it, make it a little bit better. But it was good. I was happy to.
Yeah, but up until that, I thought the Eagles' offense was amazing. Like we had to be. Like given the way our defense was so bad, every single drive we responded. I thought Jalen just was the best I've seen him. Like, I'm actually not going to say that because I thought he was superb. It
wasn't the best we've seen, but I know what you're saying.
No, but he was excellent. You get what I'm saying?
Well,
I think the offense was good.
It was more obvious that why Jalen Hurts is so valuable and why it's like sometimes hard to quantify. But I think tonight was a real clear example. I mean, if he wasn't out there, that team was fucked tonight.
Right. No, agree. But like, isn't it the idea of the offense? Like, we all get caught up in like who gets what stats. Are we passing enough? Are we running enough? And I think just whatever it takes, if the offense is working, it's moving the chains, it's scoring points. At the end of the day, none of the stats really matter to me. It's all about what do we do to win the ball game. So, and I thought the offense was excellent from that point of view. We started at the end offensively because I think maybe the rain delay changed a lot of stuff, like just kind of threw us off. But I think overall the offense was good. I'm going to go back onto the defense thing, and I want to go back to actually the offseason. Because I know we lost a lot of players, but I remember personally chatting you on Instagram, and the draft night came, and I was still really disappointed that we didn't address the defensive line in earlier rounds. Like I like Andrew Makuba, I like Andrew Makuba, but we could have gotten like Alexander at DT in the second round. We could have gotten the kid from Ohio State probably in the 3rd or 4th rounds as well. And like, we don't dress defensive end until Powell Ryland in the draft. Like, we've moved on in through months and months and months, and we haven't addressed either of those spots. Like, Jaylen Carter goes down today. We're so light. We have 3 active defensive tackles in a 3-4. So no one gets to like have any rest. Like, I just think that's a bit negligent on the part of Howie. I'm actually going to go after him for that. I'm just watching that. I'm like, they're without Jalen Carter, they are running. Dallas Cowboys are running all over us. Like, we could not stop them.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. You lose a guy that good, Anton. I don't think there's much you can.
You get what I'm saying? No, it's not even about.
I do. I mean, I think Howie's in a tough spot because I think he knows what's coming contract wise, and I think he's trying to manage it the best he can. But I do think maybe we went to sleep at the wheel a little bit in some spots on defense for sure this year.
Because I'm with you. I think we're a great fucking football team. And by the way, even after today, I still think there isn't really anybody in the NFC that can touch us. Like, regardless, I just think we're just so that we're a level above everybody else. Just to be honest, I've been hearing your podcast a little bit, talking about the Rams and the Buccaneers. I just still think that at the end of the day, we're still a level above those teams.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, you got to play like it though. Right? It has to all come together.
Yeah, because like Akbar is going here and telling me, "Oh, this looks like 23," and I'm thinking the difference now between now and 23 is that this is a team now that has gotten over the line. They've won the Super Bowl. They can
but that doesn't always mean you stay above the line.
No, but it means that you're not going to have like that sort of those type of seasons where you completely give up.
Yeah, I hear you.
It looks like you know what I mean. You draw that like Kansas City. Once they started winning Super Bowls, drew that experience when they need to.
You're right.
Like,
they had a tough season and they were able to.
I mean, most of last season for them looked god awful. I came on here a few times and you laughed at me talking about how bad Kansas City were, and they ended up in the Super Bowl in the end. Like, it's just, you know what I mean? Like, it's not perfect. It's week 1, but I think this team is still a good team. Not anywhere near as good as last team. We're going to be frustrated a lot, especially on defense. But yeah, this team's got to grow up a little bit because the Jalen Carter thing, not a good look, man. And I feel for him a little bit because now he's going to have to like kind of. It's never going to go away. Like people,
no, it's
never
not.
Forget
it's
this.
Not. But it is what it is. All right, brother. I appreciate it, man. Thanks for joining in, Anton.
No.
I'll talk to you.
Good seeing you. It was nice hosting your show for 3 minutes. You know,
good stuff. You did good. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you, man.
Took me a while to realize I was doing that.
I know. I could tell. I was watching you. I'm like, come on, Anton. I'm not there.
I'm looking like, did the stream shut down completely and just like talking on stream?
Yeah, because you can't see what I can see because you're in a guest account. So I don't know what you can see. But
yeah,
all right, brother, I appreciate you, man.
All right. See you, man.
Later, dude. There's Anton joining us here. Great stuff. As always, appreciate each and every person here tonight, all the way to 3 a.m. We love all you guys. I appreciate all you guys. How many people are watching? 825 on YouTube, 586 on the 2 Twitter account. That's pretty crazy. That is pretty crazy, everybody. How many of the 825 watching on YouTube are asleep? How many are asleep on their couch? I don't know. All right. Speaking of sleep, I should go and get some. You guys always say go get some sleep, and it's like you don't understand. When I get off the show, it takes me at least an hour to wind down. So I'll be sitting in bed, probably scrolling social media because I haven't had a chance to look at any of the after game stuff because I've been on the air. So we'll see how long. Well, I am yawning, which is a good thing. But I will say I'm excited for Birds 365 in the morning. I will say that. I'm very excited for Birds 365 in the morning. Ready to rock and roll, ready to keep building on JAKIB, and I'm appreciative of each and every one of you guys who joins in here, who comments, likes, shares, and subscribes. Super chats were excellent today. As always, James Carver, dude, he dropped a $100 super chat, a $50 super chat, and a $300 super chat today. Come on, man. That's fucking crazy. So I appreciate each and every one of you. I got to get out of here. Seti says, can I hop on? Seti, you had to ask me at 3:13 when I'm at the end of it. Get me next week. All right, bro? Next time I get you, I promise, man. You get me. And normally I do everybody, but the delay, we pushed back till 3. You know, I'm a little spent. So I'm going to get out of here. Caleb checked in. Dang, I fell asleep top of the 4th. Oh, I just watched. Caleb, good stuff, brother. We should be fine. Adoree cannot be it. Number 1 is MVP. If Adoree's it, we got problems, folks. How about Adoree? Adoree saying he was a C tonight? What? You were an F. I guess not an F. He would have been an F if we lost. He only would have been an F if we lost. If we lost, he really would have been an F. But all right, everybody, I love all you guys, man. I appreciate you guys. Caleb, again, I missed the call, and next week I'll be here. All right, I'll see you, Caleb. I miss you too, man. I miss the man on the mountain. All right, I'll get you next week. And Seti, I'll get you. Oh, you're in Cali time, so it's midnight. It's early in Cali. All right, everybody. Appreciate you guys. See you next time. Thanks for tuning in here on the JAKIB Postgame Show. And we'll be live next Sunday, or not this Sunday. Yeah, next Sunday. Eagles, Chiefs. That'll be a good one. But what is that, a 4:25 game or 8:25? Eagles versus Chiefs. I think that's 4:25. Yeah, that's 4:25. All right, so we'll get a lot of people in there. That'll be good. Looking forward to it. Appreciate each and every one of you. Hit the like button on your way out. How many likes are we at? I mean, I feel like I should be at a lot of freaking likes. 373 likes is an absolute stone cold abomination. Hit the like button. Come on, man. Help me get to 400 or something. I appreciate all you guys. Love you guys. See you next time.
EAGLES. Eagles.